Collective, don't watch the bonnet. Don't watch the blood clot bonnet, okay? I had to get on, okay? And this is even the wrong sheet that I'm reading for this blood clot reading, but we're just going to roll with it, okay? Hello, my name is Asherah and welcome to my unique PhD journey. I'm exploring dissociative identity disorder and psychosis alongside conscious expansions and blending the 3D academic world with the 5D spiritual practices. I'm also training as a shamanic practitioner and I bring my gifts as a clairvoyant and a medium. As we dive in, please note that when I'm channeling spirit, the insights are personal and spiritual, they are not clinical. Yeah? While I have academic training in mental health, there's my PhD. Yeah? While I have academic training in mental health, this journey is about authentic, multidimensional exploration. So let's embark on this journey together and uncover the intersections of science and spirit. Bomba blood clot. Right, I'm not even supposed to be jumping on just yet, you know, because I've just finished my hair and I haven't even done my eyelashes or nothing, and I haven't gone to the graveyard and put the children's plaques up, okay? So I wasn't looking to film until a little bit later, but fuck me. You're not gonna believe what just happened to me. Yeah? I've been up since 1 o'clock this morning because some fuckery was going on in my bed last night. But you know what? I'm going to talk about that afterwards. All right, I just lied on my bed. What time is it? Sorry. Let me do a timestamp. It's the 16th of November, 2025, yeah? And it's 4:59. So I finished my hair around 1:15. So I haven't lied down long. But because I've been up from 1 o'clock, I just felt a little bit tired and I thought, let me just lie down. And I was hungry, you know, and I was thinking, shall I go and get some food? And I thought, you know what, let me go and lie down, because I told my daughter we're going to go to a restaurant and we'll eat around 3 o'clock. So last night, what happened? I already started to write it down. I haven't finished it. Yeah, I've done 3 pages. But I haven't finished it. Babes, listen. They said spray some perfume. Sorry. Don't know why I'm spraying perfume. It's me wanting here. But you know, we're obedient. I'm not even sure if I have the words to comprehend what just happened to me, you know. So just bear with me. Alright, catch the pepper. So, the Almighty gives me these little challenging missions. And one of the challenging missions is to step out and chat my blood clot business, because I keep hearing, all I want to do is set the whole record straight. All I want to do is set the whole record straight. All I want to do is set the whole record straight. It's like if you know Dr. Malachi York, that was his introduction on enough of his videos and stuff. And Dr. Malachi York's been gone, locked up from how many years or whatever. But I've mentioned before that Dr. Malachi York was in my bedroom in 2024 when I was going through probably one of the most profound spirit. Look, I can't talk. It's Mercury retrograde too, but that can't stop me. Dr. Malachi York was in my room and I was going through one of the most phenomenal spiritual ascensions of my life. And I ended up on a psych ward. So you must know. Because I started to live out because it was multidimensional, babe. I didn't know which realm I was in, if I'm completely honest. But let me not go off track, because this is so important, you know. They're telling me that I have to go back to last night. But what about now? If I give you now, then you won't understand. Okay, let me calm down then. Okay. Oh, I really want to get out what I want to get out right now, you know. And having the curtain open is just, it's blinding me. I got little orange and whatever. So I had that orange before, because I haven't eaten. I eat a lot of fruits in it, because the ancestors said that the water that we're supposed to drink is fruit water, not normal water. Alright, so it's fructose or something like that, with a TOSE at the end. Okay, but I'll chat GPT in a bit. Let me get started with this. I probably should have a cigarette. You're right, thank you. What the fuck? So anyway, right, listen to this, yeah. What was I doing last night? I was taking out my hair. I was taking out my hair last night because I was gonna. I washed it and everything. So I had the extensions in. So I cut them all out, but I had the little nubs in there in it because I crocheted them in. So I'm there struggling, trying to get the nubs out. And I say to my daughter, come and help me. So she comes out of her room and she comes in and she helps me. And I must have finished around 7 o'clock or something like that. Yeah? Because I only did a few little videos in the morning. In fact, I can tell you because yesterday was the 15th. Where's my little string of videos? Probably don't matter, but they told me to. Where's my little string of videos? It was the 15th of the 11th yesterday. Yeah? Oh, okay. It was the 15th yesterday. See, the 15th of the 11th, 25. So I just did 2 videos because the 2 videos took me up to 40. And that's what they told me I have to get to. I have to record 40 videos and put them up. I'm not going to lie. I've done more than 40 videos because I've done some part 2s to them, some of them. But that was my target. Series 1, 40 videos. Series 2, 40 videos. Yeah? So we said we're going to run this thing like Netflix. Alright, that's what they've told me. So I'm like, alright then. So I bust my 40th video. Started to do my hair. Asked my daughter to come and help me. After my daughter helped me, because I did a video that the night before something gripped me in the bed and was holding me up in my blood clot mouth. So if you look at video 40, that's kind of what it's saying, that some entity has been sent to me to come and grab up my mouth, like shut your mouth, and our blood clot shut my mouth. And I don't even have to go on hype to tell you that I'm not going to blood clot shut my mouth. I'm just telling you straight, this mouth can't shut up. Come shut my mouth for me. That's what I'm telling you to do. You, whoever you are, whichever entities you're sending, you come knock my blood clot down, come shut my mouth for me. Because that ain't the only way. You won't make it here. I tell you straight, you will not make it here. After what I just saw, you're not going to make it here. And that's why I stand big and bold anyway, but right now I stand even bigger and bolder. I'm humbled. So let me just start from the beginning. So I had said, I want the camera to roll on the night because there's loads of things happening to me on the night where I'm having to war and fight in my blood clot sleep. Yeah? And when I'm trying to come out my sleep, it's like I'm being dragged back. It's like I'm being dragged back in the sleep and I'm having to fight to come out the sleep. They call it, what do they call it? Begins with a P. Paralysis. But I was explaining on the video, it's not paralysis, it's entities. It's not paralysis, it's entities. From I was 12 years of age, that has been my belief. It's been entities. Tonight, just now, I saw something else. I saw fucking something else, mate. I can't believe it. So hear this now. I've took out my hair. While I was doing my hair, I set the bath. By the time I ran back in the bathroom to go and check on the bath was up to the brim, but I like my bath hot and high. You get what I'm saying? Titty, everything needs to be underwater. So I was supposed to go to Asda, and they told me, don't leave the house. Don't leave the house. There's things going on outside. They even told me such man, my ex-husband's out there, but whatever. You get what I'm trying to say? But don't leave the house. Stay in the house. And everything you need is in the house. But because I got a download the other day to say have a almond and honey bath, like a milk and honey bath, like, you know, Queen Sheba. I was like, I want to go to Asda and I want to get the proper organic almond milk and I want to spend at least £20-30 on some Manuka honey because, you know, I want to do it big, you get what I'm trying to say, and some sea salt and little olive oil. So I put a little post-it down to say, that's not the one. I put a little post-it together to say what I need to pick up from Asda. Where's the post-it? If I can't find the post-it right now, I'll find the post-it later because this is about what topics I'm going to talk about on my next video. Post-it. This ain't the grab these stuff from Asda post-it, but I don't know where that post-it is. But anyway, I've done a post-it telling me to pick up almond milk, honey, blah, 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 blah. So that's what my plan was. You understand me? But that's how I wanted to do it. Anyway. Can't find a post-it. But anyway, they said no. Just put the bath on. So I left the bath, ran the bath, just plain water. Usually I put my my stuff in the bath as it's running, but they said just put the plain water on. So I put the plain water on. Come in here. So I went in there, see that the bath was high already rather, and thought, okay, let me run back in here. So when I ran back in here now, yeah, I was on the bed and I was talking to spirit and them in it, because at the end of the day, I was lying at the top of the bed, and I was saying, fucking hell, I'm putting these videos online. Sometimes my mouth just opens and chats stuff. And the last thing I want to be doing is be getting done for like defamation of character or some fucking shit. So I was talking to my ancestors about it, and they were saying not to worry about it. And I said, I understand that you're saying not to worry about it, but this is the 3D and others are in the 5D. You know what I mean? So the 5D want it quick, but the 4D, you still need to treat. So Stacey said it to me the other day, my shamanic practitioner tutor, when I met her on the 13th. She said, yeah, they want you to do it now, but they don't know that you got to get on 2 buses to get into town and then another bus out of town to get to wherever the city. Yeah. And it is true. We live different worlds. There's certain stuff that is in the 3D and there's certain stuff that's in the 5D, but that's fine. Okay. So I'm having that conversation with them yesterday about the law, basically. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in court, and every time I do something, I get the book thrown at me. I get the fucking book thrown at me while this pussy-o walks free. When this pussy-o's not adhering to court orders, or this pussy-o's going on with things, or I'm phoning the police because there's domestic fucking violence going in my house. I'm fucking in my room 4 or 5 hours and nobody ain't fucking turning up. Believe me when I fucking say it. Because I told you already, I don't chat shit. I do not chat shit. You understand me? So I'm in that. It's like saying my it's not that I'm scared or I'm worried. Because at the end of the day, I've already posted the fucking videos. And they've told me no video gets edited. You know, so what said is what said. I said what I said. I said what I said. Yeah? No video gets edited. So I'm like, Ross Clark, okay. I'm on the bed talking to them. So I'm not scared. Obviously, I'm not scared. You get what I'm trying to say? But I do want to talk to you about this. But I also had to check myself. Because realistically, if you're not scared, why are you talking about it in the first place? So I checked myself in the moment. I said, all right then. So as I said, all right then, I started, and again, I'm going to repeat this again, and it might come in different parts because I'm rushing. I'm trying to get the information out as quickly as I possibly can. So not everything is verbatim of the conversation, okay? But later on, if I say it again, it might come verbatim. So don't hold me to account right now, because this is not the conversation I want to have with you. I want to have what just happened with you, but I have to go back to last night before I can come to what happened now, okay? So just bear with me, please. All right. So I'm lying on the bed, and I hear a church song that I used to sing at church when I was little, when we used to go to church with the little elder black woman that used to live at the top of our grove. So we used to live in a grove with houses on both sides, and you could play in the grove because it was safe. There's no cars or anything. So all the kids that lived in the houses, and there's probably about 40 houses, 20 on that side, 20 on this side. So there's a lot of kids that would play outside together. And then on the corner house, the big corner house at the top of the grove, is where Miss Smith lived. The second corner house is where what's that, Ian and his brother and that used to live in their mum Sharon. It don't matter anyway, but everybody knew everybody on the grove, and everybody's kids knew everybody on the grove. And it was 3 groves alongside each other on this one road in Lozelles called Roland Road, and we lived on Roland Grove. All right, so Miss Smith at the top of the road, she would gather up the kids, gather up the kids in the grove and take them to church, because nobody's mum was taking no pick the church, so she would take us to church, and I used to love it, man. And we used to sing love songs and go on with ourselves. And because it was just, really, it was just Miss Smith and us in the church, probably a couple of people over the other side, but really it was an empty church. But we used to love it because the music that they used to play and everything. As kids, we used to take it as an opportunity to dance and go on with ourselves. So when there's a song in it, and I can't get this song out of my head, so I have to say it. The 2 songs that I love is let's dig a hole, let's dig a hole, let's dig a hole and put the devil in. So every man's got a spade in their hand. And it's like, say, we're outside digging for truth. You understand me? So everyone put in their spade there, you know. They got their foot on the spade to dig the spade down more, to dig up the dirt, yeah, because we're gonna really dig a hole and put this devil in. So I used to love that song. And then I used to love be bold, be strong, for the Lord our God is with you. So I heard that playing in my head, innit? And I thought, you know what, Bumbleclat, I'm gonna play the song. So I started to, 4 times I played the song. 4 times I played the song to remind myself who the fuck I am. Do you get what I'm trying to say? To remind myself who the fuck I am. So let me just play you the song, because honestly I love the fucking song. This copy of the song has got one white man doing the moves. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's not, the song isn't the black version of the song like what we used to have in church, but I couldn't find a black version. I found a guitar version and I found this guy, and I just thought, fuck it, that I do. Where's the blood clot song now? How can the song not be in my lineup? You know that's impossible, isn't it? Look at that. The song ain't right there. Let me just check that I'm on the right phone. Oh, I'm filming off a phone. Alright, it might be on that phone. So let me just try and find it so you can hear it. The church song, be bold, be strong, be strong.
The church song, be bold, be strong, be strong.
I think it's this one. But I won't know until it starts to play. Well, it had the cartoon kind of writing on it. Yeah, this white man here. Let me put it big so you can see. For the Lord our God is with you. Be bold. Be strong. For the Lord our God is with you. I am not afraid. No. I am not afraid. Not me. Cause I'm walking in the faith and victory. Cause I'm walking in faith and victory. Yo, blood clot. Yo. Listen, let me just stop before that just sends me on another fucking ascension. Yeah? So that's the song I play 4 times to remind me who the fuck I am. Because from I was little, I knew I was big and bold. From I was little, I've been big and bold. You understand me? So I had to check myself at that moment. So after I sang the big and bold song and alchemized the energy, I felt happy, I felt joy. Honestly, I felt joy, and I thought, nah, man, let me put on some music. So I put on music and I was there dancing, and I was like, you know what? Come, Rosie, step forward and dance. You know what I mean? Let me see what my feminines, let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. Because right about now, I've been dancing a lot, but it's Asherah. A couple of dances have been Rosie, but I really wanted to come through. So we said, come, Rosie. So then Rosie started to put on a dance. So all the rest of us, in my head, was shouting, go, Rosie, go, Rosie, go, Rosie, go, Rosie. And at the same time we're shouting, go, Rosie, I hear a different song coming in, but I don't pay no attention to the other song. We're still saying, go, Rosie. So when Sasha comes in and we're saying, go, Rosie, the song comes back in my head. And the song that comes back in my head is the song that I used to sing at 104 Saturday School in Lozells, Birmingham. Yeah, that my mum used to send us to on Saturday. Now, I have already done a video saying that there was also obeah and witchcraft going on at the bottom of the fucking church with Miss Pitney, who's Carol Pitney's mum, Carol Pitney and her daughter Wanika live in the Grove. Yeah, so you see how I said that Damien and them live in that house? Carol and Wanika lived in the house next door. Remember, everybody is inside of everybody's house. That's how we lived when I was younger. So, and all in the other groves would be in their yard, and they'd be over in our grove. It was like a whole thing. So anyway, the second song that come into the head, when Sasha was dancing, was "There's a brown girl in the ring, sha la 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 la. There's a brown girl in the ring, sha la la la. There's a brown girl in the ring, sha la 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 la. She looks like a sugar in a plum, plum plum. Let her show you her motion." Listen, that was my #1 song when I was little. I couldn't wait to get in the middle to show everybody my motion, because I used to put it down. You understand me? So when Sasha's dancing and then we start going from "Go Sasha" to now singing "There's a brown girl in the ring," at that time the music's playing, it's Jamaican bashment music I've got on. Sasha's going in, she's going in, so we're all laughing. Then Inner Child comes in, and Inner Child, because it's the brown girl in the ring song coming, Ashtray just come in and cut it up straight away. Nah, that's my tune. That's my tune. Do you know what I'm saying? So after Ashtray started dancing, I was like the me who's conscious was like, well, Asha and Asherah, don't you want to come in? But them two are standing in the background. These are my personalities, you know, inside of me. They're standing in the background saying, nah. So who comes in? Rosie comes back in, so Rosie's dancing. So I'm putting on some dancing on the bed. I don't know how long for, but probably about an hour. I don't know. Probably about an hour I'm on the bed. I'm on the bed longer than an hour because of everything that happened after that. But the dancing thing probably happened about an hour. And then after the dancing, it's like there was... I don't wanna say it properly because I'm moving so quickly. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't want to tell no lie. So let me just calm down. Oh, okay. So I'm dancing on the bed and I start to get downloads about my children. Now, before my children were taken by the courts and given to their dad full time in 2024, yeah, the December of that year, I was in my room, yeah, in this room here, and there was like my son's got a money box, but the money box is like a duck. It's a big yellow duck, but it's a money box underneath. So it looks like a teddy bear, but it's a money box. And that was at the bottom of the bed, and I heard quack. And I said, quack? Why have I just heard quack? And they said, quack, quack. And I said, quack, quack. Don't that sound like the primary song? When it says, what is it? 5 little ducks went swimming one day over the hills and far away. That's what I'm hearing. Mother duck said, quack, 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 quack. And 5 little ducks came back. And I've got 5 children. At the time, one son was in Manchester at their dad's. 2 children was with me, but there's 3 children that I've had with my ex-husband. But one of them don't check for him. And she's old enough to make her decision. So it's the 2 little ones. And then I've got a second son. So it's 5 kids I've got. So they was telling me, basically, the kids are going. But don't worry. When you say quack, 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 every pitney come back. Yeah? So on the bed, I said quack, quack, quack. Quack, 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 man. I want my pitney them back. But I also know that the kids aren't coming back until mommy signs that contract. You understand me? The kids ain't coming back till mommy signs that contract because my babies aren't coming back to this house. My babies are coming back to a big blood clot mansion with their own rooms, wardrobes, kit out, toys galore, blood, games room, TV room, you fucking name it, man. Because back in 2023, I wrote a note and put it on that wall over there where the light is. And it said about me signing a contract so me and my kids never have to worry about blood clot, nothing ever again. You understand me? Nothing ever again. And it's written in orange. I got it downstairs in filed up in it. Because obviously I decorated. So last night when they said quack, 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 I was like quack, quack, quack. Quack. I brought my children to court. I knew they was taking my children. I brought them to court. I told my kids what's going on. So they was ready. So there weren't no palaver after court or nothing like that, which is what these fucking 8... The thing is, you see, on this day of court, yeah, I've counted them. There's 8 people on... Such man is what I call my ex-man, because my ex-husband, because his name ain't even worthy to be mentioned. And I have mentioned his name a couple of times and I thought, you understand me? But he's dead to me. You understand me? So what am I calling him for? So he's such man. Yeah? So such man had 8 people with him. Between the solicitors, barristers, CAFCAS, children solicitors, judge, and everybody else there. There's 8 on that side. And I already said there's me 1. And he's told the court, I'm aggressive, and rare. So he needs special assistance. So every time we have a court hearing, there's a screen between us, and I have to go in first, and then wait for this fucking dickhead who turns up to financial proceedings with fucking crutches because he don't want to pay no blood clot money. But when it's childcare proceedings, he's suited and fucking booted. These are the games this pussy hole's playing. But my ancestors to say nothing. Because I can see them through the fucking, the blue screen anyway. And I can see the signs and fucking hand gestures that they're giving the fucking judge. And I don't need to see it because I can read the judge's fucking face anyway. Alright, catch the pepper. So this time now, I've got to court early. I've picked up the kids from school. I've took them to the pub by where I used to live, the Questlip pub. I've fed them, I've watered them, I've gone back into explaining. I've got them to write down little letters in coloured pens because we don't use black. You get, when I say we don't use black, meaning like black is the colour of death in it, and these letters weren't death letters, these were living letters. So I had all these coloured pencils out so they could choose what they want to, and they wrote down their thoughts and their feelings, you know, of what they wanted. Yeah, not what the court wanted. What do they want? Yeah. So I've gone through the situation again with them. They know that they're going to their dads. I've given the instructions of what they must do when they're at their dads. So Shay, you spend out daddy's money. Yeah, it's my birthday because when we were married, that was our thing, and it to say when it was our birthday we used to sing, it's our birthday, we're gonna spend daddy's money. So it was a thing. So I gave her back that message, you know what I mean? Just make sure you go there, you have everything that you want because it's your birthday. LOL surprise. You get everything you want. All right, my children are spoiled, they are, but they're not rotten. Yeah, they're not rotten. And then for my son, I said, Ty, I just want you to listen and learn. Listen and learn, son. Yeah, he's autistic. You can't give him too much instructions sometimes. You have to be clear with the instructions. And these are the instructions I've been giving this little boy since he was 5. I need you to listen and I need you to learn, son. And from he knows that's what he needs to do. He goes in and the day's a lot better. So anyway, yeah, so I already knew that the children were going. So the Almighty had told me and prepared me, because the last thing I wanted to do was give him my children. Give that warlock, demon, devil man my children. Are you mad, blood? But again, I am obedient, and you know, we're tear, and he's told me, the Almighty's told me. I don't know why I'm saying here like today, but the Almighty has told me where I go on, and because I get to see the future, I know that the kids are safe. The pussy hole can't touch my kids, but I'm pissed because he's got my daughter in the bed with him, absorbing my daughter's energy. Why is my little 6-year-old pretty princess in your fucking bed? And there's bunk bed in the children's room because we got 7 kids in total in a 5-bedroom house. Ty and Shay, the last 2, have always shared a room with a bunk bed. She at the bottom and him at the top. So if she's got her own bed, I do not understand why she's in his bed, which is one of the issues I brought up when he phoned me in 2024, sorry, before I went into the before the big awakening happened. So I'm telling the courts, why has he got my daughter in the bed? He don't need to have my gal Pitney in the bed with him. If anything, and don't even take my boy Pitney, but it would be probably because he's saying the fight. But if the fight, you send one up to bed first, and then you send the second one up to bed. None of them don't have to be in your fucking bed. Don't put my fucking kids in your bed, you pussy hole. Straight up. It's not right. It don't even sound right. Nothing about it is fucking right. And because I see what you're fucking going on with, you paedophile. Let's just call a spade a spade. I don't fucking like it. But I know that he can't physically sexually assault her. She's too smart for that. She's like me. You know what I mean? And she's not scared to talk her truth either. Yeah? So that can't happen. But energetically he's taking the piss. And the things he used to do with me, he used to work witchcraft over me. And I'd be sleeping. You understand me? And I'd be getting fucked by him. And then I'd wake up in the morning to discover that I've got semen in me. How have I slept through a fuck? Make it make sense? So he's got my daughter in the bed, yeah? And even though he might not be physically, there's some fucking shit going on. Because why the fuck you got her in the bed? Plus my spider senses. You know what I'm saying? And every time because my kids used to only have to go to him for 1 weekend, 2 weekends a month. And every time my kids come back possessed. You know what I'm saying? I've had one of them fuck niggas in my bed. And he's like, nah, why is your daughter talking like that? Why is your daughter? She's like, mommy. All kinds of fuckery. So because someone else is seeing, because usually I just look at her and just start burn up my incense and start bang my Tibetan bowl. You know, the kids hate it, but I've got to put them in the bath. I have to put them in the bath. I have to incense them. I have to, because I can see what's going on. Yeah? So, just to put it into perspective, look how far I'm gone. I'm not even reached the star yet. Please, God, please, keep me focused. Keep me focused. All right. Let me put the stopwatch on so that if I get a longer from a conversation, because honestly, once one of them starts talking, we just get tech away, and before you know it, I'm talking about Christmas party and the conversation hasn't finished, and then this is going to be a 4-hour goddamn thing, and it's not that. You okay, Summer? Summer? You okay? Did something just drop? Did you just drop something? Hello? Hello? Summer? Summer, you can hear me calling you, innit? You can hear me calling you. So why are you not answering? I'm recording. I didn't say to come in my room.
I'm not coming in your room, but I couldn't hear you, so what did you say?
I said, did you just drop something?
Yeah?
What did you drop?
Why?
Well, it sounded like plates smashed, didn't it?
It just hit the plate, it wasn't the plate.
If I'm calling you, you just answer, and it's the polite thing to do. Can't hear me. Let me find this clock. Let me just check on my energy. Could the love break my plates? You get what I'm trying to say? The love break my plates and cups. So I don't know which plates is it one of my sets or one of my other sets? You know what I'm saying? Jiggy jaggy colours in my cupboard because I can't get one set of full plates because they just broke everything. But anyway, let me know. We put the stopwatch on. Pick me any. Anyway, I've where am I? Yeah, so I've just finished the dancing. The quack things happen, and they're assuring me that every duck comes back. Every duck comes back. So I'm having a Kundalini experience because I'm also opening up vortexes while I'm dancing. But I'm also because I've opened up a vortex, there's more ancestors and entities in the room, and they're assuring me that my children are fine. All 5 of them come back. Because even last week, I had to tell my big son to come out my yard. 19 months I've had him in my yard with my dad's spirit went up and down and him monitoring me. And spirit said no. Tell him to come out. There's a moon on the 5th of or the 6th. 5th of November, and you land the 6th. He can't be in when that moon lands. You understand me? When that moon lands. Tell him to come out. And I already knew that if he wasn't out my house when I landed, my plan was just to put his stuff outside the front door because I'd already told you to come out my yard. And I'm not one of those mums. But this is a serious thing going on, and I don't care if you are my child right now. Yeah? Because my children are not safe. These people have done so much witchcraft on me. They can't get me. So if you can't get dog, you have to catch its tail. That's a Jamaican saying. And the tail is my children. So my children are under attack. But at the same time, I can't save them from themselves. You understand me? My ancestors are telling me they have to go through it. They have to go through it themselves. My daughter comes and says she wants to go to one of her friends' mum calls her because my daughter goes and helps. See, look at me chatting somewhere else now. Let me just stop. I want to focus. I don't want to go off. I want to focus. Yeah, I want to focus. I want to get this message out. So the quack thing, the celestials and everything are in here. They're telling me that my children are assured, and they're also giving me other downloads. So they're making me know what I need to do and what I don't need to do. So after I finish all of that in the bedroom, and I'm just obviously so on a high, I start to prepare for my bath, innit? So what I normally do, I've got one of those little bath things that run along the bath, and I just line everything up there. So when I'm in the bath, I don't have to move any. I've got everything there that I need. So I'll run downstairs and I get salt, I get honey, I get milk, and I've already got the sweet almond oil in my room. But those are the 4 ingredients for my bath. So I normally do a salt bath. I normally do a salt and oil bath. Yeah, that's why my skin's good. Yeah, and then but I also put some other liquor, whatever. But the main thing is salt and oil. And then, but this time now, because I was just gonna do the milk and honey bath. But when I was listening to a reading, she said, have a salt bath. And I thought, well, you know what, that's definitely a message for me. I'm going to put the salt in the water. I don't know how the honey and the salt's going to react, but I'll put the salt in the water, I'll put the oil in the water, and I'll put honey in the water and milk in the water. So when I went downstairs to get the milk, I've opened up the fridge, and the first thing I've seen is condensed milk, sweet milk, you know, the thick, sticky milk. I've seen that and I thought, ooh, for some reason, I don't know why, because I wasn't planning to get that kind of milk. Yeah, out of all the milks, condensed milk never even crossed my mind. Fair enough, I wouldn't use the normal blue top cow milk because we know that's all puss and fuckery. But you know, I was, like I said, I wanted almond milk. But then, anyway, I like evaporated milk in my tea, and I got bare cans of evaporated milk in my fridge. So anyway, they've said I've gone, oh, condensed milk, and I've got a little download to say I've got a little download of a vision of the condensed milk, just the whole can. I've rinsed off the can and just put the can in the hot water. That's what I saw in my vision. So as I went to shut the fridge, I seen the evaporated milk, and I heard a voice say, go for the evaporated milk. And I went to go for the evaporated milk, and I said, hang on a minute, why, when I saw the vision of the condensed milk? You get what I'm trying to say? Fair enough, I have and love evaporated milk, but they already just shown me what to do with the condensed milk in the bath. So I'm not going to go for the evaporated milk. I'm going to carry on with the condensed milk. So I've got everything clustered in my arms, and I'm going through the living room, and I'm going back up the stairs. You understand me? So I rinse off whatever. Put the stuff in the thing, and then just leave the condensed milk in the hot water, because it's hot water. It's like it's breaking down the condensed milk, because it's come out the fridge in it, so it's got to be stiff to move. So this is why they've given me the vision to say put it in the bath anyway, because it would warm it up and it'd be easier to tip out and in the bath, etc. So that's what I've done. So when it's warmed up, because it didn't take too long, because the water's piping hot and it's a metal can, so that's a heat conductor. So I start to tip out all the condensed milk, but as the condensed milk's coming out, it's not changed the water, no colour, because it's still thick and it going to sit on the bottom of the bath. Plus you got honey sitting on the bottom of the bath. Plus you got salt sitting on the bottom of the bath. And then you got oil on top of the water. Yeah? So I start to swill out the can, and as I'm swilling out the can, that's when the water starts to turn white. Do you understand me? So it's milky white now. So I'm like, So I go for my coal. And I told you already that I burn my coal on this. I bought this back from Africa. It's just a shell basically, but you can see that I burn my coal on it. I put my coal on it. I bought my candles in there. My candles still in the bathroom. I've got like 4 candles together, them big white ones, but they've all emerged together because of how I burn my candles. So I've got that out. I've got my lighter. I've got my cigarette up there. I got my almond oil, because I like to put it on my skin when I'm in the bath too. And then what else have I got on I got my rattle. So I've got my rattle on the side, yeah, but they've told me to play a playlist. Now usually when I go in the bath and I do my little thing, I start with African music, yeah, like Asherah music. I lost my phone's there. I start with Asherah music, so let me show you the music. Oh, in fact, there it is in the lineup. Oh, yeah. So this is my playlist. I think it's good to share. You know what I mean? It's good to share. So this woman here is my playlist. Yeah. Winnie, me bear my son. I feel léger. A full léger. Yawaya, ayawa, Asherah. It doesn't. The point is, it doesn't matter where you go in the soundtrack. Yeah, It doesn't matter where you go in the soundtrack. I'm gonna know the song. Oh yeah, I know the whole track. Yeah, I've been singing that track since 2019. Before I even asked my husband for a divorce, that was the soundtrack. Yeah, and that just elevates me. That connects me to the Orishas. It connects me to the ancestors. I just love it. So before I even get in the water, that soundtrack goes on. I spin around 3 times at the bath, yeah, and then I get in the water. That's what I do every time. Not last night. Last night they told me no. Put on the the bashment music, yeah. put on the bashment music, still turn around 3 times. There's no light on in the bathroom, it's just candlelight, and all you can see is smoke because the frankincense is burning. Yeah, I'm practically done off the frankincense, but you see, still some in there, but that's the frankincense. So it's all going. So, and like I said, even though the bath was high, probably about this much of the water has drained out because I was in the room so long dancing in it, so the bathtub ain't as high anymore, but it's still hot. So I get in the bath and I have a cigarette first. It's time to have a cigarette, and I've also got a super malt in there that's cold because I get hot in the bath sometimes because I have the water so hot. Sometimes it's like pass out hot. So I like to have a little cold drink in there just to cool me down. But I'm in there for like 2 hours. I'm getting all these downloads. Anyway, I changed the soundtrack, as they say, change the soundtrack. And as I'm listening to the soundtrack, I don't know why I'm going into this now, but it's important. A song comes on where a man is singing. And they're telling me to pay attention to this particular song because different people try and send me messages through different songs, and depending on where the message is coming from, I will suck my teeth and change the music. But on this one, because it's a playlist anyway, I'm listening to the song, but the song's talking to me. I said I was going to play you the song in it, but let me play you the song. I can't play you the song because it's on that fucking phone. This is what the problem is, you know. This is what the problem is. The bomber clock. I'll see if I can find the song. Because I wanna receipt everything. It's very about receipts for me. So I'll put in what I put in and see if the same song comes up. So what I put in is Virgin mixtape. Virgin, here it is. So it looks like this. Virgin mixtape. There's loads of Virgin mixtapes, and this is not the one I wanted. I wanted the one that's purple that I've been playing since 2001, but I couldn't find it. So look how 41 minutes has gone by already, man. I haven't even touched on the fucking story. How is the time moving so fast? So at 11 minutes something, yeah, at 11, I'm going to wind it to 11 minutes something so you can hear the song that I was playing, alright? No, so let me get to 11. In fact, let me just take it to 10:50 or 10 something. 10:54. Yeah. So this is not the song, but the song that I'm talking about come on after this. So my ancestors the way I'm feeling, it's like, anyway, whatever. He said, Papa, I love you like that. I've got to play it a little bit longer because I shut my mouth. See, he said if you you should, I can see it in the tub. At the time I thought he said I can see you in the tub. So remember, I'm in the tub. Bomber clot. On blood clot line. You get what I'm saying? On blood clot line. But because it's also said puppy, I've played videos of the Pakistani guy who's trigger free. Yeah, trigger free. He's a Pakistani, and I used to call him Puppy. You get what I'm saying? I used to call him Puppy, and I used to call him Puppy. Yeah. So at the beginning it said that. So inside of me, I'm like, who's this song from? And then when I hear I can see the top bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm dancing. But then after a while, I think, you know what? I'm going to stop. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm going to stop dancing and just listen to the words and everything, because I need to know, am I dancing for my divine kingdom spouse? Am I dancing for this fucking dickhead? You understand? Because this fucking dickhead come in my bed, astral projected in my bed last month, or was it September? either September or October, and was trying to rub up my fucking pussy in the 3D. My pussy jumped, blood. I felt a sexual stimulation, and nobody's in my fucking room, and I ain't touching myself. Do you get what I'm saying? So when I felt this, I was like, I instantly knew it was my man just because of my reaction. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I know, even though he's in a Pakistani body, and this is what's so fucked up. He's in a Pakistani body. And when I say fucked up, there's nothing wrong with Pakistani because I got bare Indian in me. And my auntie on my dad's side, all her pitney them are for Asian men. All right, so, and all my dad's side of kids, as in my cousins, are all dual heritage. Me and my sister and 3 other cousins, out of 26 or 27 cousins, are the only black ones on my dad's side. My sisters and my brothers on my dad's side are mixed race too. Okay, so the issue isn't, it's not a racist why I'm saying Pakistani. All right, it's just I weren't looking to be with no Pakistani because my mum told me Pakistanis don't respect black girls. They fuck them, as in black girls and white girls, but they won't marry them, so don't deal with them. So that seed has always been planted in my head. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to lie, I fell in love with this guy. I had no intentions of falling in love with him. He stole my heart. But do you know why I fell in love with him? I fell in love with him because he fell in love with me. I could see how much he loved me, whether he wanted to or not. You get what I'm trying to say? And the love that he felt for me, and the way his energy was just burst open, and the way he would be so vulnerable with me, I think that's what I fell in love with. Even though Sasha was pissed, you know what I'm saying? Because we know he's a dickhead, you know what I mean? And poor Rosie. Anyway, so I needed to know whether or not it was him singing a song, or if it was really Divine Kingdom spouse, you know what I mean? Because he taps into it, yeah. So that's the conversation I'm having in the bath, and obviously everything else is going on. So I'm in the bath for another hour after that. Anyway, I get out the bath. Yeah, I don't really dry myself because obviously I've got all this stuff on me in it. So I usually just pat down and then I spread something on the bed and I just lie down and dry so that everything gets to kind of marinate into me. You know what I mean? What's the point being in all that goodness just to wipe it away on a towel? No, lie down and just be free in it. Just let all the juices soak up in your body. So while I'm lying on the bed and then I after I've dried and everything else like that, and after I've dried, I've got off the bed and spirits told me upload 1 or 2 videos of some of the experiences that I've had, especially around the spiritual experiences. So I uploaded about 5 videos of me in Bali, going around the temple, me at the purification place, etc, etc. Once I finished doing the videos, I've lied down back on the bed, yeah. And I've been worried about, not worried, but there's a little niggle in me about lying down and going to sleep, because obviously I got gripped up the night before and I wasn't able to tamp down the blood clot. I literally got out of my bed to run and chase the fucking thing to the door. You understand me? And it disappeared. So I never really got to deal with the awakening. But I'm looking forward to go to bed. But at the same time, there's a little bit of nervousness, if you like. Not nervous in a bad way, but what's going to go on tonight type of thing. You know, thinking about the future can create anxiety. So there's a little butterfly feeling. Not a butterfly, that's too much. But there's just a little wariness of what I go on because it's getting serious. So anyway, I end up lying on the bed. My daughter comes in and says something about, can she get her nails done? She only got her nails done the other day, but we've got an event next week and I just got my nails done. She wants hers, and I said, you can get your nails done if you got the blood clot money for it, because she's already bought all her outfits, and she bought more than what she was going to buy. Plus she bought a wig too. She never told me the wig was £100, but whatever. So she got £100 wig, she got a dress, she bought shoes, she bought bag, she bought new anklet, she bought new bracelets, she got new belly bar. You understand? I don't get me wrong. It's not the money, because most of it she's getting off Shein. I'm just saying that, you know, she's already had. So don't be coming around here looking for nails, and her nails don't need doing, and her nails are pretty. So as she says that, I lie down in the bed and I go to sleep, and I sleep, and I wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so I've been up since 1 o'clock this morning. Yeah. So when I get up this morning, I start to organise other videos on my phone, because I've already made the decision that, because I'm going to do my hair today, I'm not going to video, I'll just upload the videos, and I'll upload some of the shamanic side of this research project, because I want you guys to see what I was doing when I was going to these countries. Yeah, so I'm putting those videos up now, and some of those videos were done from February, March, April. Yeah, that's where I am. I'm in them months at the moment with videos uploading, and I got bare videos. But it's good because then I'll be able to delete some of them, and then I'll be able to have some data space on my phone. So that's what I'm doing between 1 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't know where my time goes. What am I doing for 6 hours? I don't fucking know. So at 6 o'clock now, I'm like, all right, then let me jump in the shower and wash my hair until I can start to do my hair. So that's what I do. I jump in the shower to wash my hair, blah blah. Then obviously, long story short, I'm sitting down washing my hair, doing my hair, whatever. So as I said, my hair's done. So anyway, now after I've done all of that, I only have to do my eyelashes, and I haven't even done my eyelashes. But I said, let me lie down and have a cigarette because I've been sitting here for a while doing my hair. Remember, I've already had to take it out. I've already had to take out the stumps. I've already had to wash it 3 times, condition it 1 time because I don't really like the conditioner. But they said put a little conditioner in. And then obviously I've oiled it. Now I make up my own little concoctions of oils. Yeah. So this is a concoction of oil. You can't even smell this, I'm telling you. Because it's got the neem oil in there. It's got this oil in there from Africa. This oil stinks. Do you get what I'm saying? This oil stinks, man. Yeah? But it's a good oil. Yeah? It's a good oil. So anyway, there's about 7 different things in this one bottle. And this is my son's one. But because he's left the house, he's took everything with him apart from this because, like I said, it kind of have a little bit of a smell to it. But because I ain't got no man, it don't matter. I put my oil in my hair and I do what I need to do. So and it didn't even smell too bad today actually, but whatever. So I've lied down on the bed. Yeah. So now I've got to where I want to be. I've lied down on the bed and to rest off a little bit. I've put the electric blanket on, so I'm on top of the blanket, but underneath I've got an electric blanket so you can feel the heat come through the bed. So I'm lying down and I fall asleep. No, I had a dream last night. Sorry, I had a dream last night. That's what I was writing down. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll read out what I wrote. Okay. So I put note. Magician creates but does not pour in more than is needed as it will fuck up the spell. So there was a message that came from YouTube about the magician not putting too much in because it's saying that you pour too much into people. And when I pour too much into people, it spoils them. It gives them my energy and all of a sudden they think that they're me. So my ancestors saying you can't afford to be pouring in what you pour into people. It's like a magician. If you're making a spell or you're doing something, or even if you're cooking, if your hand's too heavy with the salt, you're going to salt the pot. You have to put in what you need. You have to put in just a little sometimes and don't put in a lot. This is what the ancestors are explaining to me. So I said, all right, so I'll put that down as the note first. So it's around... So this is after I've come out the bath because it's saying it's 5:45. So around 5:45. No, this is when I woke up. This is when I woke up. So this is wake up time, sorry. This is the wake up time. They're telling me to put the light on. Give me a minute. Fucking hell. Tone that down a bit. Okay. So this is what I've written. I haven't finished it, Can't lie. I didn't finish write it, but I'll read out what I did write. Okay, so around 5:45 a.m. I started watching YouTube by a lady called Butterfly Gang Tarot. And the reading was titled, so this is what gave me the message about the magician. The reading was entitled, You Finally Lost the Weight. Now, £1 million opportunity finds you. Yeah, that's what the reading was. You finally dropped the weight. So now a £1 million opportunity finds you. And then on her jumper were the words, attracting, never chasing. And it was in orange writing, capital, and it was a black jumper. Yeah, attracting, never chasing. Yeah, that's another message. So I said, while I was still sitting on the floor loading up videos to YouTube, because as I said, that's what I was doing, I started to feel tired, drowsy. But remember, I've been up since 1 o'clock. Yeah. So I went to the bed. I went to the bed bed round. I don't want to put around. And fell asleep around 10ish. Yeah, fell asleep around 10ish after spiritual bath with condensed milk. Is this last night? No, fell asleep after bath with condensed milk, honey, salt, almond oil. Yeah. Then under here I've got fantastic bath, lots of downloads and ideas, etc. It's a note to myself, and I've put EG as in a download. One of the downloads was, oh yeah, get the black suitcase from under your bed, find the black large notebook, and do a message, come on and do a video about the dragon blood and the chocolate diamond and the hospital notes for the next series of videos, etc. Yeah, so they're giving me an order in how to do these videos. And then I thought, anyway, because I'm off track, because I'm not even start what I've come to write about. So I put, anyway, once finished, I decided that I was going to jump in the shower, wash my hair, and redo once the videos was over. Video, and then I put 27.3 minutes long. So I laid there in bed. So basically, I'm telling myself to get up. This is the morning now. I'm going to wash my hair. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, after 5. And basically, I'm saying, all right, then before I go in the shower to wash my hair, I'll finish off watching this little video because it's only 27 minutes long. It's like I'm writing out what I'm doing when I should be writing what happened to me on the night. So I started to feel a little bit sleepy and drowsy. Yeah, I started to feel a little bit sleepy and drowsy. So I said, I heard, not said. You don't need to go in the shower. You don't need to go in the shower now if you're tired. Relax. Yeah. The fact that you need to do your hair, you don't need to do your hair right now if you're tired. You can do it later. So just relax. Okay. So because I'm hearing that voice, I thought, you know what, it is true. I've just been sitting down for how many hours uploading videos on the floor, so my back is hurting. So let me just lie down on the bed and take my time, because at the end of the day, why am I rushing myself to go in the bathroom and do my hair when I'm not dep on nobody's time? So I said, as I lay there on the bed, I started to feel even more drowsy and tired. I felt more drowsy and tired, like I was being put to sleep. Yeah. So I had a thought about how tired I was and how I was feeling, and the feeling felt similar, like just before the same fucking entity came in and attacked me in between sleep and awake. So it's like these fucking obia demon or entities that are being sent to me, try and put me in that relaxed state, because that's the state. That's that when paralysis happens, it's when. So I'm filming, babe. When the paralysis happens, it's just before you fall asleep, it happens. So you're in between the dream world and the conscious world. But I'm clocking that, you know what? I know this feeling, because sometimes I wake up with that feeling like I'm drunk or I've been drugged. Like it's like I'm even more tired and weak. Like it's hard to even get up. Yeah, like I'm being sucked off blood. So I turned as I'm lying on my back, and I turned on my left side. Yeah, so I'm facing the wall here. Yeah, so I turn on my side. So I'm facing the wall, so I'm on my right side, sorry, but I've turned left, but I'm now lying on this side of my body. Yeah, looking at that wall. Yeah, and I grabbed a fag out the box and I lit it. And while I was smoking, I decided to test whether I really was tired or if this was an entity. If it was something trying to be put over me. So I said, let me lie down on the bed and pretend to sleep and get myself in that relaxed state. Because this tiredness is trying to take over me anyway. But I'm also conscious in it. And I want to know whether or not I start to get that feeling there's an entity present. Because to tell you something, like I'm so sensitive to it now. I know when it's coming. So I close my eyes. Yeah. And after a while, a wave of drowsiness comes over me. And I snap out of it and I shout, you pussy hole. Get the fuck out my room. Get the fuck away from me. And I thought, you dickhead. And I said out loud, I know it. I know it's you. I know it's you. No, trying to take the piss. I don't know what's wrong with my fucking English here. I know it's you trying to take the fucking piss. Yeah? And then I shouted out loud, get the fuck away from me. Here. So I shouted, get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me. Yeah? And I sat up and I felt the energy leave. And I thought, good, you pussy hole. Pussy hole. And and the drowsiness, dark entity. No, I said, so basically, get the fuck away from me, you pussy hole, you dark entity. And then I put anyway again. Anyway, as I lay there again, and I turned onto my belly this side. So I've come from facing the wall and I'm lying on my belly and I've grabbed the pillow to like get comfortable underneath my head. So it says, anyway, I lay there again and I turned onto my belly, puffed up the pillows and closed my eyes. Again, feeling the entity. I was feeling for the entity just in case. Yeah? Feeling for the entity just in case. It hadn't nearly gone. Sorry, I just got a flashback into what just happened. And I've just seen the woman's face again. Anyway, but there was nothing. I didn't feel the drowsiness or whatever when I was lying on my belly. Yeah. So the YouTube still playing in the background. Yeah. And Spirit saying, get to the point. Spirit telling me to get to the point as I'm writing. You know, trust me. So okay, I start dreaming. So now I'm at the point. I start dreaming. What am I dreaming? I'm in a bed with fuck trigger 5. So he's the one who's called Prince Malik of England, Haile Selassie. Yeah? And we're getting ready to sleep. Next thing I know, I'm at the bottom of the bed, playing with myself with a vibrator. Yeah? A light blue vibrator. I've never seen a light blue vibrator before in my life. Okay, I never have. I've never used a blue vibrator. So I don't even know what this was. Yeah, but it was something vibrating. Yeah, never seen one it before. When I finished, yeah, I don't remember coming, so I don't remember orgasming, but I was finished in the dream. And when I was finished, I went back up the top where my mum was, because it's like he's sleeping, and while he's sleeping, I'm trying to I'm getting my groove up, which is just a testimony. It's just a testimony. I would rather fuck myself. Testimony. Yeah, I turned to the top. I went up to returned to the top of the bed, and that's when F5. So the fuck trigger, because it's like I've just put the initial FT5 for fuck trigger 5. Yeah, his hand came over my waist. So like as I've gone up the bed, as I've gone to lie back down on the bed, I've lied down on my left side. He's on that side of the bed. Because I've come at the top, it's like it's disturbed him. And he's woke up and he's putting his arm around me. You know, as your man would, isn't it? When you get into bed, he's going to find his arm and put it around your waist. And you're going to lie there and you're going to spoon. But his hand don't come round and connect to my body. His hand's come around trying to find my hand. But this hand has got the vibrator in it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I don't want him to feel the vibrator. But obviously, he's awake up the top of the bed and he knows I got the vibrator. Because his hand's coming directly to my hand. So I'm giggling a little bit in the bed because I've been caught. Anyway, let me carry on. Hand comes around my waist to hold my hand, or so I thought. Felt the vibrator. He was really, that's what he was feeling for, and took it away from me. I didn't want him to know what I was doing, but I wasn't gonna hide either. So he takes it out of my hand and laughs. And I'm laughing too, while thinking about the fact that I said I wasn't going to play with myself until Divine Masculine finds me. So even though it's something in the dream, I'm still checking myself. How are you upping on yourself? And we said we're not going to touch ourselves until we get our kingdom spouse. But this is what I'm thinking in the dream. So anyway. Where's my anyway? There's my anyway. Anyway. Yeah? Anyway, because I'm writing it down, but I'm also trying to check the thoughts that I was having in the dream, not just the dream, but what I was consciously thinking while I was in the dream. So next scene, I woke up on the floor next to the bed in the room. Yeah? Next to on the floor in the room that I was with. So I thought, how? I look at how, because I don't understand how. How have I ended up on the floor? And I have no idea, but I'm thinking that while I'm on the floor in the dream, why am I here? And then Malik came, this same guy, FT5, came into the room, and I was explaining to him that I must have been having a serious dream. And then I put break, starting to something again while writing. Oh, starting to get tired. So while I was writing this, I started to feel the drowsy feeling again. So I've made a note of it. And then I've put, I'm going to go in the shower and finish this later. Because I'm sitting on the bed writing and I'm falling asleep as I'm writing. There's something else trying to make me fall asleep. So I think, you know what, let me go in the shower. So I timestamp it at 6:36 a.m. And that's me saying, starting to feel tired. So I'm just going to finish this later. Okay, so what I don't, thank confirmation. What I don't get to finish is that in that dream, yeah, when I'm on the floor and my man comes in, something has happened to me. Because I'm looking down at my hands and you see all my nails are broken off, apart from the thumb one. Like I've been scratching at something and the nails have just broke off. And it's this nail varnish, it's this nail varnish that I've got on in the dream. So I only got this nail varnish done yesterday. Was it yesterday I went to the nail shop? So I haven't had the nails on long. So how can I have the nails on in the dream? And do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, this ain't a past life dream. This ain't a, you know, you can dream some dreams and you're younger, or you can dream some dreams and somebody that's dead is alive. You know, one of them dreams. No, this is a now dream. Somehow or some way, I'm in this room with this dickhead, and then I'm on the floor. So I'm looking at him like to say, what the fuck? What has happened? What the fuck has happened? Where's all my nails? I don't know what's happened, but something's happened. But he's not in the room at the time. He comes into the room. So I can't even say my man's done something to me, because at the beginning when I've realised I'm come into this scene, I'm already on the floor. So when I've explained to him and I've showed him my nails, that's when I've woke up. Yeah, I've woke up and I've come. No. So when I say I've woke up, meaning that as I'm explaining to him about my nails are broken, I get that feeling of paralysis. So I've had to wiggle out and wake up. Yeah? And when I've wiggled out and woke up, I've just obviously grabbed the notebook and started to write. But then as I'm writing, I feel tired, so I put it down and I go in the shower. I've already told you what happens when I went in the shower. Did my hair, whatever, come out. And now this is the morning now. So I'm on the bed. Yeah? I'm on the bed. No. I've come out the shower, did my hair and everything. That's what I've told you. I've told you the story about doing my hair. And I've told you the story that after I did my hair, I lied on the bed. I had a cigarette. I had an orange. Yeah, here's my orange skin. And then my other 2 orange that I still got to eat. And I lied down on the bed and thought, you know what, I'll have a little nap. I was supposed to go somewhere down to the graveyard today. In fact, what time is it? Because it looks like it's getting late. It's 4 o'clock now. Fuck. I'm going. Let me finish this video. So I said, all right, then I'm going to go down because me and my daughter's going to go for something to eat at 3. It's 4 now. I lie down for a little bit after I did my hair. So I put my bonnet on so the hair don't grease up the pillow. And I've lied down. So now I'm at the bit that I've turned on the video for. So imagine this now. I've fallen asleep and I'm now in a dream. Yeah? And in the dream, I'm in a house. And at first, it's just me in the house. Yeah? But for some reason, I know that I'm about to have a meeting with a woman. And such man is going to be at this meeting. So as I'm thinking that, such man walks into the room. Such man is my ex-husband. Yeah? He walks into the room and he sits down on the table in the far corner. But we're going to have a meeting. So anyway, this woman walks in and she's a mixed race woman. I've never seen this woman before, but she's a mixed race woman. And she's supposed to be coming in to have a conversation with the 2 of us, as far as I understand it in the dream. And then we're going to sort out some stuff. I'm gonna say, let's leave it like that. My man's sitting on that side of the because it's like a bench chair and then a table and then some tables there where the other person's going to sit. He's on that side, I'm on this side. So I take my seat to sit down so we can start this meeting. I don't know what this meeting's about. I can't tell you what this meeting's about, but something's getting chopped up. Yeah? As the woman's about to start to sit down at the table, such man, is gone on like he's dropped something under the table. So he's leaned down to pick it up, but where he's picking it up from is right literally next to my feet. But the way he's moving is like he's trying to take an opportunity to smell my pussy. I don't know what's the matter with these men, you know. I swear to fucking God. Do you get what I'm saying? I swear to God. So he's bent down, but his face is on my legs. Like his face is on my thigh. I'm sitting at the table like this in a little pencil skirt, and his face, he's trying to like he's trying to have oral with me, and I don't chat to him. Do you understand me? So I'm saying, move from me. What are you doing so close to me? That's your side of the table. This is my side of the table. Can you see what he's doing? Why does he have to be this close to me? Can you see what he's doing? So I'm asking the woman if she can see what he's doing. Because I don't want no part of him, you know. I don't want him nowhere near me. I don't want him to touch me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Why is he there? Yeah, so I'm telling him at the same time to move from me. Yeah, and he's going on, I'm trying to pick up something. Fuck, he's always lying, you know. So anyway, as he's down, because he's still trying to pick up something, I stand up from the table. You get what I'm saying? And when I stand up from the table, the woman who, I don't even think she sat down good yet, she goes on the other side and sits down. So I must sit, I go over like I'm standing up, and I sit on the settee too. You understand me? So I said, I'm saying, look, why is this pussy always doing this? So she's turned around to me. It's like I can't even remember her words verbatim, you know. I cannot remember her word, even though I feel I'm in the dream right now and she's talking to me. It's like I can't remember the words. Spirit, if you can give me the words, I'd really appreciate what this woman first said to me. Because when this woman said something to me, I thought she was talking about the dream. So I'm saying, yeah, but you know, whatever the situation is in the dream, and she said no, but the divine said, yeah, the divine said, she's saying to me. So I'm saying to her, why is this woman in the dream talking to me about the divine? Because there's a consciousness to me too, innit? So even though such man's in the fucking corner, what is this woman talking about? Babe, I've come online to understand that this woman is also conscious in this fucking dream with me. She's conscious in this dream with me, as in, I know who I am, but she knows who I am too. And she's like, Asherah, you know you're on a mission for the Most High, innit? And I said, yeah, but how do you know that? Yeah, how do you know that? So then she starts to talk some stuff to me, and I'm like, what the fuck? I said, this is what I've been talking about. So you're here direct talking to me right now, and we both know what time it is. These are not the words I'm using, but these are the words just to summarize it. She's like, yeah, don't you know there's a mission? There's some people coming to the house. No, she said, what'd she say? She said something to me about, so she's not the one that told me some people are coming to the house. It was my head that said, look out the window. When I looked out the window, I've seen 3 Asian men. And I said to her, look, there's 3 Asian men outside. And she said, what? 3 Asian men outside? She said, get outside now. Get outside now. I'm in the fucking dream, you know. I'm in a dream, but it's like another level to the fucking dream, mate. She's gone, get outside now. So I've come out, where the living room door is, yeah, that's where I've gone out. And as soon as I've gone out the living room door, there's stairs. But I'm fucking fully conscious, like 3D level conscious in this dream. And this mixed race woman is 3D level fucking conscious in this dream. And she's giving me information. Do you understand where I'm coming? So before I go to the window, she's talking to me, but I can't repeat the words here because I literally cannot grasp, even though I can see her mouth opening and talking to me, I cannot hear the words repeated for me to tell you exactly what was said. But she's alive and I'm alive, as in conscious in this fucking dream. So I start to make my way down the stairs. She makes her way down the stairs first, and she's at the door ready to open it. And I'm thinking, why are you going to open the door? We don't know who it is. Do you understand me? But she opens the door anyway, and she lets them in. She lets the 3 Asian men in because she must know who they are. And she tells me to go out the house, and she it's like she just tells me to go out the house. But for somehow I know to go out the house, and there's this bike thing, but the bike's like a little quad bike. The bike ain't like a proper bike, so the bike don't even go fast. But there's some other people behind me jumping on a little fucking bike too, trying to chase me like a fucking Super Mario Brothers type of thing, you know, when everybody's on their little thing and I'm Princess Peach. So I'm going on the road, but we're all going slow. But no matter how slow I'm going, I'm still faster than them. But there's 1 or 2 of them coming up to me, but the main ones that followed me from the house, they ain't reached me yet. You understand me? So I've gone like this to lick off the one off the bike, because he's that close to me. So I just boxed him in his face and he's licked off the bike. And then another one's come down, but he hasn't stopped. In fact, the first one that come down didn't stop, he just went straight. The second one that come down has stopped, and that's the one I've licked. What's happened after that, Asha? It's like imagine I'm going now, but the bike's going like the bike's gonna stop. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? Why is the bike deciding to shut down now? So as my bike's shutting down, them 3 man's bikes are breaking down too. You understand me? But now they're getting off the bike to walk over to me. So I'm on the bike. So I hear her say, wake up, wake up. How am I supposed to wake up? I'm on a bike. She said, wake up, wake up. I get off the bike and I lift my leg off the bike. My leg is so fucking heavy. I can feel my leg, the weight of my leg in the dream. And it's so fucking heavy. It's almost like I can't lift my own fucking leg to come off the bike. Wake up, wake up. Now I'm like, all of a sudden, I start to think about my bed. I'm trying to wake myself up from the dream. I start to think about my bedroom, like I'm in my bedroom, like visually. I had to see the fucking wallpaper in my mind's eye to put me back in my bedroom. So my body is being split between the dream world and this world, and I can feel I'm trying to rip out, like, you know what it feels like, you know, when I'm trying to rip out of the sleep paralysis and I'm saying I'm struggling and I come out drowsy. It's the same fucking feeling I'm feeling, because I am having to tear myself out the dream in order to come back in the reality, so that these fuckers can't grip me in this fucking dream. It can't even be a dream state. It has to be like a 4D. I don't know, it has to be 4D. When you think about it, it's astral projection, and I have astrally projected, and I need my soul, my astral projected soul, to get back in the real world, as in the 3D world, this matrix reality. And I can feel my body splitting from whatever this reality is. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to dimensionally split out of a reality, and I can feel it almost feels, I don't know, I feel like there's something in the Matrix film which would support. But the only thing I'm seeing about the Matrix film is when the first Matrix, when, you know, when Neo's mouth gets sealed up with his skin, and, you know, they're trying to put this bug in his belly. That's all I'm seeing at the moment. But maybe that is the stretch. Maybe that is the stretch from his top lip. You know, that skin stretch, like a velvet, trying to pull myself out of one realm into the other realm. And then my eyes are a little bit open so I can see the wallpaper in the 3D, and I'm still pulling, trying to pull myself out of whatever the fuck this is until I actually fucking get out. And I'm like, what the fuck? Turn on the video. You know, when I'm talking to that woman saying, are you serious? You're straight from the divine here, and you're talking to me, and you know it's me. It's Asherah. It's not the dream Asherah. It's real Asherah. Because remember, I'm talking to myself consciously in this dream, and I'm saying to her, you're online, and she's like, yeah. Don't you know that you're on a mission for the divine? She's telling me some fucking things, man. Probably I'm not supposed to chat them on the TV. I don't know. Do you understand me? But all I know is that just now, when I've just woke up from this little nap, that's what the fuck was going on. I've been waiting for this fucking day. I don't think you understand, because I'm saying, Almighty, listen, I know you get the downloads in my head, but they've been telling me that your gifts are gonna, you know, like your gifts get advanced, innit? You understand? I can go in a dream now and get direct messages, more information than just having downloads come through. Like, there's other angels and other ways to communicate with me, and they've presented themselves in human form in this dream. She was a beautiful mixed race woman, bushy hair, but she had it tied up in a ponytail on top of her head, a pink jumper, dark bottom pants or whatever she's got on. Yeah, pretty face, nice, not fat face or nothing like that, but you know, her face is full. Her face was full. Sorry, I'm just thinking about something. I'm trying to scan. I'm in the room where such man was sitting on the chair, and I'm just trying to scan it to see if there's anyone else or anything else. But it's not. It's just the three of us in there, and then obviously the three Asian men turn up at the door. Yeah, but whatever the information she gave me, subconsciously I've got the information, and consciously I know that I'm connecting in a completely different way now. You know what? I think it is going to be night time when I go down the graveyard, you know, because they told me charge up the battery pack so that when you take this thing down there, there's light down there. I was thinking, well, why do I need it if I'm going down there in the day? But it makes sense now. I'm going down the graveyard in the night. I go graveyard night or day, it doesn't matter. The graveyard down the bottom of my road is where my daughter's dance school is. It is actually in the graveyard. The local dance center, the community centre is in the graveyard. But if you ever see how pretty this graveyard is, you'd sit in there all day. I've never the graveyard coming like one of the Queen's garden. The amount of flowers and all kinds of stuff in there. And then on the night, because everybody's got them glow things in there, the whole graveyard just glows up with like fairground colours. You know what I mean? And I've got videos and pictures of the graveyard, of it glowing up. I've got the graveyard in the day and I've got the graveyard at night. So I'm not worried about going in the graveyard. But it looks like I am going down into the graveyard at night. But that what just happened to me, I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? What is going on, really? I know I've been shouting a big game about there being a war in heaven. I know I've been shouting a big game about being on a mission. But at the same time, I'm assessing my mental health, because these are just thoughts. And the mind the mind can be tricking, because the mind is like a child. It needs to be trained. So even though I'm generally having these experiences, it's still been a way up. It's still been a way up. In my dream, in the dream world, we know that's a different world. The dream world is very astral. The dream world is very celestial. So for me to be, because you know what it is? It's like saying my dreams were being blocked before, because they was telling me that they're coming in your dream and they're trying to create your narrative. So that when you hear and see things in your dream, you run with that. But I don't run with everything that I see in a dream, and that I'm feeling that tired feeling again. You can fuck off. I don't run. I don't run to do everything, because I need to check it. I need to check that I've got all the facts. I need to check that I've got all the facts first before I make a move. But yeah, I just thought, let me just share that, man, because I swear that I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I know something good is going on. And I know that my gifts are getting better and better and bigger, because some of the gifts that they have shown me, they showed me back in 2024. They showed me taking my children to Africa, to the pyramids. And I'm in there with my two younger ones, my two youngest kids, which means that I've got them. Yeah, they're back with me. And I've taken them to Africa. And when we've got in the pyramids, I'm getting all these downloads, and I'm saying to the kids, this is such a, and that's such a, and that's related to us, and this one's related to us, and this one's that. It's like I just had all this knowledge of who was who, of the hieroglyphic shit on the stuff on the wall. But there's more, because I've never been in one of them pyramid temples, but I'm very surprised with how much stuff is actually in there. I just thought it was just bricks going up in a pyramid shape, but no, there's whole heap of stuff alleged. Well, that's what I've seen in my mind's eye. So as I'm telling my children who's who, you know, the tour guy or whoever he fucking thinks he is, he's come over and said, no. That's basically this whatever it is I'm pointing at is his descendant, like he is a descendant of, yeah. So he's trying to say no. So basically, that can't be my family, yeah. That can't be linked to me, because that's linked to him. So he's come over to make me know Wagwan. And I've turned around to him and said, no, I don't think so. You are the son of whatever, the son of whatever, the son of whatever, the son of what. I'm saying the people's names, you know. And I've gone up back 13 generations to make my man know that I know exactly who the fuck he is. So just from looking at him, I'm able to tell him his whole fucking lineage 13 times back. 13 generations back, you know. To make him know, not in a blood clot gussle. Don't come around here and tell me that these are your people when you know that they're not your fucking people. So when the ancestors showed me that in a vision, I thought, rare, I'm going to be able to touch the wall and just boom, get all the downloads and the codes. Imagine. I'd never seen anything like that before. I don't know anybody's gifts like that, you know. Don't get me wrong, I can touch an item and get energy from it, and I can get downloads from it. I can look at something, whether it's here or in the TV or whatever, and I get information from it. But this information was facts, as in names, first and last names. I'm telling the man, you are the son of Muhammad Jamar, who is the son of Iqbal Rahim, who is the son of Liba. Do you understand me? Rakta. Yeah, I'm going in, blood, and I'm counting them up, blood, and I'm making my man know I know you. I fucking know you. And you are not who you say you are. Get the fuck out of here. Man's embarrassed, because remember, he's the tour guy, you know. There's other people, you know, I'm sure, well, I'm not saying that there's other people there, because in my mind's eye, it weren't about nobody else. It was just me focusing on him to make him know Wagwan, that I know Wagwan. So in February 2025, when I went to Africa to do ayahuasca with this spiritual tour demon, before I went, I checked her. So meaning like I asked her bare questions and got her energy and whatever, but I already knew who she was. That's the mission, innit? So I started coming online. I'd say I started to come online because I booked it because I've booked it right, like my ancestors said book it, because I thought I was going Peru. I thought I was going to see the shamans in Peru, and then next thing you know, I got a shaman reading, and she was talking about Africa, cowrie shells, lineage. I mean, if I ever read out, I'm gonna read out the YouTube video. I'm gonna read out the message, that she gave me. In fact, I think I did on one of the other videos, but I will read out the whole thing. So because I already had that understanding about my lineage in Africa, when my ancestors said you're going to Africa now, because what they did, they went on Eventbrite, and on Eventbrite was the woman's event. On Eventbrite for Ghana. Imagine. She's from London. She's put something on Eventbrite and it's for Ghana. And I just happen to want to go to Africa to do something spiritual. So that's kind of how she come in. So when I was talking to her in the car, because she sits down with everybody and has a little conversation, which is the lie, because all the other people that was there know her. They've gone to other previous events of her. I'm the only new kid on the block. So George, my brethren, his flatmate is Laura. They live in the same fucking house. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody knows everybody. I'm just the odd one out. So when I'm in the car talking to her, I'm outside B&Q in England. This is before the trip, so this is January times. I'm explaining to her. I can't remember if I had told her that story or if she was telling me, because I'm saying to her, I'm outside the box. I'm a little bit worried about coming to your retreat because obviously there's other people there. And, sometimes when my ancestors come in, I don't really know what they're going to go on with. You know what I'm saying? So, taking ayahuasca, I don't know what's going to happen after I take the ayahuasca. I need to know that I'm going into a safe space. And I need to know that the people there can hold space for me. Okay? So I'm asking her all the questions my ancestors are telling me to ask her to make sure that she can hold space for me. So for her way of proving that she's able to hold space is to tell me about her brother and how she holds space for him. Yeah? And that she's saying to me, you sound like my brother, you do. He wasn't spiritual at all, and then a few years ago he came online. And he's come online, and I'm telling you now, if it wasn't for the fact that I was his sister and knew about those psychedelic experiences, because she's a qualified mushroom, whatever, distributor in the UK. But in the UK, ayahuasca is illegal. So she does the ayahuasca in Ghana, because in Ghana, they just know it's a plant medicine, because that's what it is. So she's using her brother's experiences to give me reassurance. So she starts talking about her brother having that gift, being able to touch things and she's told me first, thank you Spirit, she's told me first about her brother being able to touch things and just get downloads from the things that he touches. So I say to her about my experience, and because she's told me quite a few things about her brother's abilities, she's demonstrating to me that it doesn't matter how quirky I get, how out the box I get, she's good. Yeah, she's good. So that's why I went, because she says to me she's good. I said, all right then. But that's not why I went. I went because Spirit was telling me to go whether she was good or she's not good. But in the 3D sense, that I've let her know that's been very reassuring. So in that case, then I booked my flight. So I booked my flight near the end of January, and I was flying on the 14th of February. So I booked the flight before I even had the visa. So she's gone, don't worry. Not the visa, the yellow card. She's done, don't worry, I know someone that can sort out your yellow card straight away, because she's in Ghana when I'm on the phone to her. So she sends me the person's number, and obviously that person sorts out my yellow card, and then I get my yellow card. And then obviously, because of the visa situation, you can just get your visa when you get to Ghana, and you just pay a little bit of money, which was a whole nother story too when I got to Ghana, but we won't go there. You know what I'm trying to say? So this is what it is, that she's saying to me that she's got a brother that's got gifts like mine, so it's all right for me to come. But the truth is, when I got there, I was more out of the box than her brother. She was scared of me. She was too scared to give me the ayahuasca. Yeah. Monday we went to the waterfall and to the cannabis farm. I smoked a little bit of weed. My nan couldn't wait. Jumping up and down, look at the weed on the table, look at the weed on the table, get the weed. I was like, no, I haven't had permission to get the weed. We're all in a group. We're going to sit down. It's, you know, whatever. But I am jumping up and down too, because they want to go in between things. And that's when obviously I go down to the African woman. And, you know, you have to watch one of the other videos to get it. But if you've started from one, you will know the story anyway. So I don't feel like I have to repeat myself. And if you don't know, then you don't know. That's because you haven't done the homework. And if you don't do the homework, you're not going to get all the codes or the messages that come through. You're just going to get bitty. And that's not to get no likes, because I'm not asking nobody to like the video. I'm not asking any video to be monetized. I don't need the videos to get paid. I get paid anyway. Okay, so when these tarot people are like, you can put it on my Cash App, you can put it on my PayPal, you can put it on my this, that, and over. Straight away, I lock off them readings. Because there's no way, if you're working with the divine, you don't need to beg man for nothing. The Bible tells you, do not look to man. Do not look to man to save you. Do not look to man for nothing. Look to the Almighty. So my eyes are firmly fixed on the sky. Yeah? But I'm telling you, you go from one and you work your way up to Bomber Clark. I'm just so amazed, you know. I'm just so amazed. Which, you know what it is? It's because there's certain films like that. You know, there's certain films where they've gone into the afterlife, but they still have to do all the documents and get their forms and everything processed before they can move on. And it was a film about time. They would open up a portal and just jump out somewhere on Earth. The ancestors can do that. That's what they're telling me. You're on the right track. Fuck shit. That means they can just open up a vortex and just step out on Earth and be 3D. I'm ready. You know, because when I was doing all that Kundalini stuff on the bed, I told them I'm ready. Because I sang, I am not afraid. No. I am not dismayed. Not me. I told them I'm ready, blood. Whatever it is, I don't bomber Clark here. Bring it on. Bring it fucking on. Them are the conversations I'm having with the ancestors on the bed. And they're like, yeah, you sure? And I said, yeah. If you think I'm ready, because I think I'm ready. If you don't think I'm ready, then do what you think you want to do. But the way I feel like I'm just fucking ready for everything right now. All of the wings to pop out my blood clot back. So they just said the dragon. Oh, I didn't get the suitcase out though. Oh shit. What time is it? Okay, I'm going to get the suitcase out. Give me a minute. They just said to me about the dragon. So what is the dragon? Because when I was in the bath winding up and that song came on, wine for me, wine for me. I'm getting downloads and he's talking to me. I'm getting downloads about this baby or these babies that I'm gonna have. Yeah, I got 5 pitney already. You know, I just had a tummy tuck. What am I doing having more babies? My son's had 2 babies. I'm already a grandma. But there's so many star seeds babies. There's so many angel babies. There's so many warrior babies waiting to come true. You understand me? And they're like gifts. They're like fucking gifts. Yeah? They're like gifts, man. And when I was in the hospital in 2023 with my daughter, and I seen all these babies, and they were like aliens. I'm behind the curtain, you know, and I can feel all this energy coming in. I'm a little bit scared. I'm like, what the fuck has just come in this room? What has just come in this room? Lord of God. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. Fuck if I'm mad. I want to be mad, I have to be mad. I have to be mad. And you know why you have to be mad? You literally have to lose your blood clot mind in order to be able to step out of the fucking matrix. It's the only way. And when I say lose your mind, you have to break through it. So it seems like you're losing your mind. So all those people sitting in hospital, to me, it says a lot about those fucking people. They've ascended. They've ascended to a level. And because the Romans here, as in the fucking Freemasons or whatever you want to fucking call them at this point, it's not even important. But because their mission is to keep us sleeping, as soon as you come online, you get labelled as having mental health issues. And then they can sedate you and keep you suppressed so that you don't come online again. Can you imagine? Isn't that itself a crime? Isn't that itself a fucking crime? The drugging everybody that starts to ascend. And because there's nobody out there to support these mental health people, or people that think they're going through mental health, to say, nah, you're absolutely fine, babe, come, talk to me. You see how I've got a shaman tutor, a shaman trainer now. When I talk to her like this, she's not saying I'm mad. She's like, fucking hell. You know what I mean? You'll start weaving soon. I said, I'm already a weaver. I said, I've done a fucking video. It's on fucking YouTube. I'm talking on the video. Next thing you know, I go into my whirly. Next thing you know, I can see all these green lines and I'm fucking changing things in the fucking matrix. And I don't know what I'm doing, you know. I'm not saying, I don't know pulling that green thread means this, you know. I ain't got a fucking clue. I just know I'm pulling. And let's see, you know, I'm on one wheel thing, you know, like beauty, you know, like I told for them when I say this, you know the spinning silk wheel, or the spinning cotton wheel. That is it beauty, Sleeping Beauty pricks herself on that wheel. That's what I can see. My foot's going like I'm you know, pumping the motor on this old fashioned wooden one while the thing's spinning, and I'm sitting there doing this at first. Yeah, that's what my ancestors are showing me. And then from that, I'm now weaving, and there's all these green strings coming down. My eyes are closed, and I'm picking all these green strings and moving things around on this fucking matrix. And because I was already videoing, it's been caught on camera, you know. They said the dragon again. All right. So the dragon, the story of the dragon is, there's two stories. One story is that, you see how you got Games of Thrones? Well, if you like Game of Thrones, you might know this already, but if you don't, then it would be worth your while. So you got Game of Thrones, but before Game of Thrones, there is the blood something. I don't want to get it wrong, but these are the series that you're supposed to watch before you watch Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones is based off these people here. All right, so you see Daenerys, so she's got the blonde hair, and they're the dragon. These are the true dragon people, yeah. And these human beings give birth to dragon children, but they're seen as curses for some reason, yeah. Even though they've all got dragons, and everybody gets a dragon when they're born, you get a dragon egg, and your dragon egg is with your baby, and as your baby's growing up, your dragon's growing up too. So that dragon is connected to that baby, but it knows that baby from birth. So its mission is to protect that baby. You can't jump on my dragon because my dragon's loyal to me, and I can't jump on your dragon because your dragon's for you. So I already know I've got a dragon. I already know that I've got a dragon. Yeah, I know, I know, but I do know I've got a dragon. I feel like it's called dragon blood, but I don't know. I'm gonna chat GPT actually, because which one first? YouTube. They're saying do it on YouTube because then you'll be able to see a little bit of the clip of it. But then we're going to ChatGPT to get the history and how it's linked to the Game of Thrones. Hi Val. Oh no, I'm on fucking Val, innit? You said YouTube, sorry.
No worries at all. If you need anything or have any questions...
Oh, actually, I can leave her on. Yeah, Val, can you hear, if I play YouTube in the background, can you hear it?
I won't be able to hear any background audio from YouTube or any other source.
Okay, then I'll come back to you in a minute. Then give me a minute. That would have been sick if she could. Dragon Blood series linked to Game of Thrones. The scene where the woman gives birth to a dragon.
Dragon Blood series linked to Game of
It's
Thrones.
called...
The scene where the woman gives birth to a dragon.
They're giving me Game of Thrones. I don't want Game of Thrones. Why have they given... Let me go to ChatGPT and get the name of it for Bomber Clark. Val, there's a series that was out which is supposed to be before the Game of Thrones. I think it's called Dragon Blood or something like that, where they've all got blonde hair. They have dragons with them, and the mom gives birth to a dragon baby, half dragon, half human. Do you know what I'm on about? Hello? Hello?
Hey there, how's it going? Let me know if there's anything I can help with.
Yeah, you can. I'm trying to remember the name of a series on Netflix. It's linked to Game of Thrones. It's not Game of Thrones. I think it's called Dragon Blood or something like that, where everybody's got a dragon in the show.
Oh, I think you might be talking about House of the Dragon. It's a prequel to
Thank
Game
you,
of
thank
Thrones.
you, thank you. That's the one, House of Dragons. Alright, so House of Dragon, scene where the lady gives birth to a baby dragon.
House of Dragon scene where the lady gives birth to a baby dragon.
I love you.
What's happening?
No, it's all right.
What is happening? Be serious. What
all
are
right.
you
Don't worry
doing?
about
How are they?
It's all right.
Serious, please.
It's all right.
No, I'm scared, man.
Don't be scared.
What's happening?
Don't be scared. They're going to break the paper.
No.
It's all right. Please. They're going to break the paper.
Oh, no, no, no.
Making the first incision. Please don't be scared.
No, please. No, no, no.
Don't be scared.
God's sake, I didn't even know it was this fucking horrific, you know. Sorry. Oh. I don't even know if this is the scene or if he just wants that particular baby, but fuck me. That's the daughter with the blonde hair. This is too horrific to fucking show, man. Even I feel horrible about it, man. No, that's not the fucking scene, man. Fuck shit. The fuck? I'll find the scene first before I bloody show it, man. I think this might be the one. But I'm not going to show it until I see that she gives birth to a fucking dragon.
And push.
This childbirth malarkey, innit? 1 foot in the grave, 1 foot on the bed.
Boy, princess. Kicking like a goat, princess.
Not that one. That's she gave birth to an actual baby in that one. How many fucking births are there, man?
Let us help you.
She's getting flashes of a dragon as she's giving birth.
Don't do this alone, princess. Let us help you.
Oof. This is what Spirit's got me fucking watching. They haven't shown the baby yet, so I don't know if it's dragon baby or human baby. Dragon baby. It's got scales on its back, basically, what you can see, but I don't know if you can see. See how they've all got the blonde hair? These are the original dragons. I'm not gonna do another one. That's not even the scene that I watched, but I don't think I can take it. I can't take a next one, to be fair. Fuck. Alright, let's put this back on. Right, so my ancestors were showing me they said that they want me to watch this whole series of the House of Dragons to understand the history. There's something that I'm connected to, and again, like I said, I don't have all the downloads. Like I said, some of these downloads have come that make sense over 5 years. So it's like I had a jigsaw piece in 2021, then something happened in 22, then do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's very, very fragmented sometimes, and this dragon thing is one of them. But there's something, somehow, whether it be for a past life or whatever, yeah, that I'm connected to dragon blood, yeah. So when I say I like my bath water hot, I can take hot temperatures because, well, it's one of it. They're saying to, well, not saying to me, I've always known that. But you see how what's her name in Game of Thrones? The woman says the water's too hot, you can't go in it, and she just goes in it like her skin can take hot water. And next thing you know, she's gone into the fire with her husband, and when the fire's done, she's there with the 3 dragons. It's adapting. Like the body can heat up hot. You know what I'm saying? Our bodies can heat, and it needs to be able to do that because obviously dragons breathe fire, innit? So you have to have an immunity to fire. And I know it might seem a little bit far-fetched, but I'm just giving it to you raw. I'm giving it to you how I get it. All right? Whether it makes sense or it don't make sense. But I know there's people out there that raw think that they can fly a dragon. And if you do, you're part of my crew. Holla. Yeah? Because I know I can fly a dragon. Sometimes I practice like I'm sitting on the blood clot dragon because I swear that I know automatically I ride my dragon like that, my girl Daenerys. Yeah, let's find out what the connection is between the House of Dragons and the Game of Thrones. Just because I made that point earlier. Val, what's the connection between the House of Dragons and Game of Thrones?
So House of the Dragon is actually set hundreds of years before the events of Game of Thrones. It focuses on House Targaryen, the dragons, and the history of Westeros. It dives into the Targaryen family's rise to power, the Targaryen civil war, and the dynamics that ultimately shape the world of Game of Thrones. So it's definitely a deep dive into the backstory.
So who are the Targaryens?
The Targaryens are a noble family in the Game of Thrones universe. Originally from Valyria, they're known for their dragons and their distinct silver hair and violet eyes. They fled Valyria before the Doom and eventually settled in Westeros, where they established the Iron Throne. They ruled Westeros for nearly 300 years before the events of Game of Thrones. They're also famous for their practice of intermarriage to keep their bloodline pure, which sometimes led to complex family dynamics.
So why are they able to give birth to dragon babies?
The Targaryens' connection to dragons is largely tied to their Valyrian heritage. They were part of the Valyrian Freehold, a civilization known for taming and riding dragons. Over generations, the Targaryens maintained a special bond with dragons, and their bloodline was believed to be uniquely attuned to the creatures. It's kind of a blend of myth, destiny, and the legacy of Valyria that makes them dragon lords.
So what is Game of Thrones and House of Dragons based on? Is this somebody's imagination, or are there actual links and ties to reality?
It's primarily a product of George R.R. Martin's imagination. He drew a lot of inspiration from historical events like the Wars of the Roses, as well as various mythologies and legends. The Targaryens and their dragons, for instance, echo the mythical and legendary elements of different cultures, but the whole world of Westeros and Essos is a fictional creation. That said, Martin's work is known for its depth and realism, blending fantasy with historical inspiration.
Okay, so what's the War of the Roses?
The Wars of the Roses were a series of civil wars in England during the 15th century, fought between the houses of Lancaster and York. They were basically a struggle for the English throne, and each house was represented by a different symbol: the red rose for Lancaster and the white rose for York. The conflict spanned several decades, and it ultimately ended with the rise of the Tudor dynasty when Henry VII, who was from Lancaster, married Elizabeth of York, uniting the two houses. The whole period is known for its political intrigue, battles, and shifting alliances, and it definitely influenced a lot of historical fiction, including Game of Thrones.
So you see how my last name's Rose? There is some deep English history with regards to the name Rose. What is the significance of the surname Rose, and what is its tie to England?
Absolutely, the surname Rose does have some interesting historical connections. It can be traced back to medieval England, and it often originated as a nickname for someone who lived near a rose garden or perhaps had some association with the flower. Over time, it also became linked symbolically with the Wars of the Roses, as the rose was the emblem of both the York and Lancaster houses. So the surname carries that historical legacy and symbolism, making it quite rich in English history.
I find that so interesting. Just because you mentioned about the garden, my nanny Rose had 3 rose gardens. 3 rose gardens, you know. She planted so many blood clot roses, you know, of every colour, don't get me wrong, but there wasn't really much space for any other flower apart from the roses. So that's interesting. What I also want to know is, you know how you have, they call it the English rose for, is it, which queen is it? Is it Queen Mary? Or, yeah, Queen Mary. Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth was England. Queen Mary was Scottish.
Yeah, absolutely. The term English rose is often used as a symbol of beauty and elegance in England, and it's sometimes associated with various historical figures. Queen Elizabeth I, for example, was often depicted as the epitome of the English rose, symbolising purity and grace. Queen Mary, or Mary Queen of Scots, definitely had her own rich history and symbolism too, but the English rose title is more commonly tied to Elizabeth I in that era. It's lovely that your nanny had such a passion for roses. It definitely ties in beautifully with that historical imagery.
I've got more questions to ask, but they're telling me not to ask them now, so I'm going to put a stop in there. It's because I'm inquisitive and I want to know. I'll come back to that, so don't forget those points, okay? Because I really want to know. Because obviously my name is Rose, and I've got the tattoo English Rose tied on me, and they're telling me that not only do I have lineage with English Rose, but I also have blood lineage with Scotland. So my granddad has the surname Anderson, which I believe to be Scottish. Is that correct? According to my granddad, it is.
Absolutely, that's correct. The surname Anderson is indeed of Scottish origin, and it essentially means son of Andrew, so that definitely ties in with Scottish heritage. It's really fascinating how your name and lineage weave together those English and Scottish roots, and definitely whenever you want to dive deeper into any of those connections, I'm here for it.
Well, I do a little bit on the Scottish one. I wanna know about the origin of the name Anderson. You've told me what it means, but what's its origin?
Absolutely. The surname Anderson has deep roots in Scotland and also in Scandinavia. In Scotland, it emerged as a patronymic surname, meaning it was derived from the given name Andrew. Over time, it became widespread in Scotland and was also carried over to other regions. In Scandinavia, particularly in Denmark and Sweden, Anders is the equivalent of Andrew, and Addingson means son of Anders. So the name has a rich heritage that spans both Scotland and Scandinavia, and it's really fascinating how it travelled and evolved over the centuries.
So did the name Anderson have any royal ties to it in Scotland, or was it just the fact that it was the name of Andrew's son? Not the name of Andrew's son, but yeah, the son of Andrew.
For the most part, Anderson was a fairly common surname and didn't have direct royal ties. It generally emerged as a patronymic name reflecting lineage rather than nobility. That said, like many surnames, some branches of the family might have had notable or even noble members over time, but the name itself wasn't inherently royal. It was more about family lineage and regional origins. Still, it's always interesting to explore the individual family histories and see how they intertwine with the broader historical landscape.
Okay, so now I want to know probably a different question. What was the question you just asked?
No worries at all. We were chatting about the origins of the surname Anderson and how it's
No, that wasn't the question. They want to know about Queen Charlotte. So who was Queen Charlotte's father? And first of all, say who Queen Charlotte was, the Queen of England, and her nationality, and then actually say who her father was, please, and where he was from. I know it portrays it as German in Bridgerton, but they're black people, so they must have a black origin.
Of course, Queen Charlotte was the wife of King George III of England, and she was born in 1744. She was originally from the German Duchy of Mecklenburg-Strelitz. In terms of her heritage, she was indeed of German descent, and her father was Duke Charles Louis Frederick of Mecklenburg, who was a ruler in that region of Germany. Regarding the portrayal in Bridgerton, there has been some historical...
No, what colour was her father? What nationality was he? He lives in German, but is he not black?
Historically, Queen Charlotte's father, Duke Charles Louis Frederick of Mecklenburg, was of German and European descent, and there isn't documented evidence of black ancestry in his lineage. However, there are many discussions and ongoing research about Queen Charlotte's own ancestry.
No, there shouldn't be any discussions about it, because I've googled it on the internet last year or the year before, and it come up on Google as a black man. It's that information should be accessible for you.
I understand, and it's definitely a topic that has sparked a lot of interest and debate. While mainstream historical records traditionally describe her ancestry as European, there are indeed newer studies and theories that explore the possibility of African ancestry in her lineage. Is a fascinating area of research, and perspectives are evolving. If you've come across different findings, it's definitely an intriguing and important part.
Well, let me just go on Google now and see if I can find something and upload an image. Okay, give me a minute. In fact, I just put was Queen Charlotte's father black. Let's make it simple. But she did also have African. Look at the picture that they depict her as. That's supposed to be a real portrait of her. Do you understand me? So you can see she's mixed race. She's not a white woman. as in full lips, etc. But again, don't get me wrong, if you watch the Queen Charlotte series, you see that Georgie's mom saying make her lighter, which is what they did. So historically, a lot of the things that were black people, they've turned them into white people in the imagery, because everybody's white, and everybody's white. But when you dig a little bit deeper and you come to understand, so for example, dukes and lords and stuff like that would come over from Africa, as in the what are they called, the aristocrats, you know, like what you call rich people, wealthy people, and they would come from Africa. So let me try and finish this first. Let me try and finish this and see if I can get the imagery of her dad. Queen Charlotte's father. Duke Charles, Louis, that was it. Louis. Just want to see if I can pick up the pictures that I saw. This is who on Google. This is how they portray him on Google looking. Sorry, let me come out of there. It says the real history behind Queen Charlotte. Yeah? When you scroll down, see, this is another image of Queen Charlotte allegedly. Yeah? She's painted white, but from the fullness of her lips and her nose, etc. Do you get what I'm saying? She's obviously not full white. It's another one. She looks a little bit more white in that one, to be fair, but her hair doesn't look white. And then more of that picture there. But again, like I said, we can't. This is why it has to be Gnostics. It has to be information coming from within us, because there's so much diluted information around us. So I just want to talk about the first guy that came from Africa to England with a trailer load of gold and people to make England know, say, gold's running like that in Africa, which allegedly led to them going to Africa and fucking pillaging and fucking turning people into fucking slaves. But let's see what ChatGPT says to that. Chat, who was the first black man that came to England and kind of showed off his gold? Was it McNamara or something like that? I know that's not the proper pronunciation, but something so.
I think you might be referring to someone like John Blanca.
No, definitely not John Blanca. I'm talking about this man came from Africa with an entourage of Africans and gold. The English people had never seen so much gold. That guy I'm talking about.
Got it. You might be thinking of someone like the legendary Mansa Musa, the Emperor of Mali, who is famous for his incredibly wealthy pilgrimage to Mecca in the 14th century, and he did pass through various regions, including parts of North Africa and beyond. While he didn't directly visit England, his wealth and influence were well known.
I thought he did visit England.
I see. There are definitely historical accounts of African dignitaries and traders who visited Europe, including England, in the medieval and early modern periods. One notable figure sometimes mentioned is the Senegalese ambassador to the court of Henry VIII, or various traders and diplomats who travelled through Europe.
All right, let me ask another question, because I can Google that.
Of course, feel free to ask whatever you like, and I'm here to help out and chat about.
In the show Bridgerton, let's go fiction for a minute. In the show Bridgerton, it shows black and white people living together, and literally, it's so beautiful. It's like a box of chocolates, isn't it? And you see that there are well-established black people, because obviously they've come to England as kings and queens, etc. So they've been able to hold on to certain status. So is that fiction, or is that true, that there were black people held in high honor in England?
That's a great question. In reality, there were indeed black individuals in England during the Georgian era and earlier. and some of them did hold prominent positions. For example, there were black servants, musicians, and even influential figures like Ignatius Sancho, who was a writer and composer.
No, I'm not talking about writers and composers. I'm more leaning towards the fact that, for example, in Bridgerton, it suggests that the what's her name now? The black woman in Bridgerton. You know, the black woman in Bridgerton who holds a very high place, and then you've got the boy, the Duke. It said that her husband was a king in Africa and actually went to school with the king's father. Was that normal, or is that fiction?
In general, the way Bridgerton portrays that kind of high-status black nobility is more fictionalized for dramatic effect.
Okay.
Historically, there were indeed prominent black individuals in England, but the idea of African kings or rulers having that kind of direct personal connection with English nobility is more of a modern reinterpretation for the show. That said, there were definitely influential and respected black figures in history, and the blending of cultures.
So who are those respected black figures in England? I mean, I'm talking before slavery.
Absolutely. Some notable black figures in England before the peak of the transatlantic slave trade include individuals like Juan de Pareja, who was a servant and artist in the 17th century, and also Ignatius Sancho, who I mentioned earlier was a writer, composer, and abolitionist. Another example is Francis Barber, who was the servant and adopted son of Samuel Johnson, the famous lexicographer. There were also various African traders and sailors who lived in England and contributed to society in different ways. It's a rich and fascinating part of history.
So what happened to those people at the start of the slave trade in England?
Absolutely. In England, many of these individuals had varying experiences. Some, like Ignatius Sancho, were able to gain prominence and respect, and they contributed significantly to intellectual and cultural life. Others, however, faced challenges due to the shifting dynamics of the slave trade and colonialism. Over time, the status of black individuals in England evolved, and some were able to maintain their positions of influence, while others were affected by the broader socio-economic changes of the era. Is a complex and nuanced history, but it definitely shows that there were vibrant communities and significant contributions long before the height of the transatlantic slave trade.
Okay, thank you. My God, it's like squeezing blood out of a blood clot stone, isn't it? I think there's lots to learn, because my ancestors have me looking into English. Like, I've watched all the fucking series of Mary the Queen of Scots. I've watched all the series of Queen fucking Elizabeth, Queen of England. Do you know what I mean? Like, even now there's something on TV and my ancestors are like, we want you to watch that, we want you to watch that, because there's certain stories that have been told and they're not the truth. Just seen something over there. They're not the truth. You know what I mean? In order to find the truth, we have to find the truth, but you're not going to find the truth in certain books. You might find it in certain books if you can get yourself in the Vatican. You know what I mean? And all those kind of places. Because I used to study law. Yeah, when I was at school, I did A-level law. So which meant that I ended up doing 2 weeks work experience at a solicitor's. And it's the most well-known black solicitors firm in Birmingham called Maurice Andrews. And all the staff there were black too. So it was really inspirational for me as a black woman. And I remember being sent to the library to pick up a particular law book. But the library wasn't a normal library. The library was down some alleyway. I mean, I've been going town since a child. And I've been going town by myself since 11 years of age, because I used to have to go into town and out of town to get to school, as in the city centre. And I've walked past this little alleyway probably a million times and not knowing what the fuck was down there. So anyway, I'm with one of the staff from the solicitors, and we've gone down and we've gone into this secret, like this little tiny alleyway with this little secret fucking door, which you wouldn't even know it if you didn't know it. Pressed on a buzzer, the door's open, and inside it's a fucking law library. Hello. A law library. Every single shelf is full of books. I'm thinking, and it's a big place too. How is it hidden? Do you get what I'm trying to say? But it's massive and it's a law library. So it's almost like you need an underground library that's where the lies are buried, and because that's what library means. Lies are buried. As well as there's truths buried too, but lies definitely are buried in a library. But we need access. We need access. We need access to information, because that's where the power is. The power is in information. I should be able to trace my bloodline back and be able to claim land, because I have a birthright to that land. But if I don't know my birthright, how can I claim back my land? It's like I've gone to Ghana and I've gone around all the slave forts, and my ancestors are making me know this is you, this is you. And I'm freeing them at the same time while I'm going on the ground and I'm having conversation and wiggling my body over there and wiggling my body over. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I should be able to go to Ghana and just get citizenship from Ghana. You know what I'm saying? Because I am Ghanaian. Like, I have a history in Ghana. I also have a history. I'm more Nigerian than I am Ghanaian, to be fair. I've got more percentage. In fact, I can show you actually, because I have said that I'm 98% African. So let me just bring that up. So when did I get back from Africa? In March. So I need to go down to March. Why for me? Oh no, I've gone past that. I've gone past the day. Let me just put what's it called? Is it called Heritage, or is it actually got a name? Let me just go over my inbox, because they did send me something the other day. Oh, here, DNA. But that says the 11th of November. So I'll put let me try my heritage. This phone attire, my heritage. And I'll put DNA. See, at the moment, my daughter's saying she's not hungry, but if she's not hungry, then I just naturally, because I'm not hungry, I eat because she's eating, and then I pick at what it is that I'm eating, but it encourages me to get food. DNA match. I've got so many DNA matches, you know, like loads of every minute. This person's your family by nine moves, or I don't know, whatever. Let me just try and find these results. I'm in May. I'm in April. Email DNA, that's March. Is that got something attached to it? Thank you for your message. I apologize. Oh, that's for the delay. Oh, so I haven't even got it, so come back then. Your sample has arrived. So they've got my sample. They've got my kit. My sample's being done. Results. View results. I don't want to start a free trial. Where are my results? Login. Continue with Gmail. Paul. What's a fucking password? The spirit said I changed the password the other day, so it should be this. No. They said, did you spell it properly? I said, I'll try it again. Let me try a different password. Fucking password for this. already. So it's saying that my results are ready. But I can't get into it. So let me say log in. Do 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 dun. That's what I'm hearing. Baby, oh cherry, oh baby. I don't know why I'm singing, why I'm getting that. Please let me in. Send me a login link. Alright, yeah, that could work. Yeah, I don't make much time about the whole fucking thing. Said it can send me a login link, so let me try and send the login link. If I can't get in, that's fair enough, but I would like to demonstrate that, you know, my DNA results are what I say they are. It sent me a link to Gmail. They told me it's nearly time to go to the graveyard. It's pitch black outside now. An email with a one-time secure login link was sent to Paul. Okay. Yeah, but then I'm on it. Where is it then? To log into your account, please click below. Okay. DNA. It's saying I've got 932 matches. And then up the top, it's saying your ethnicity estimate results need to be recalculated. Let's see what this joker does, because I have got it on video already. So let me click on it and see if it's telling me something different. Now we're generating your update ethnicity. Your results will be ready by tomorrow, and we'll email you them. What? You can't give somebody their DNA results and say that you need to redo them. Is that possible? That's a new one on me, blood. And you've given me 932 matches. And there's Errol Shaw. But that's fine, it's a Shaw. I'm a Shaw. My nan's name is Shaw. So I've got 3 names. Edward, Shaw. So Rose and Edward go together, and Shaw and Anderson go together. Parents' first cousin. Kate Campbell. A Kate Campbell from the UK is a first cousin. 932 people. Matches. What? Andrea Wilson. This is crazy. South Korea? She's obviously black. She ain't got a picture up. Well, I won't say she's obviously black, to be fair, because fuck me. My granddad. Blue eyes. I can't get into my DNA, but I'm sure. Who did I send it to? I would have sent it to the kids, and I would have sent it to myself. Because I'm having so much bloody problems with my pictures and my data on this phone. It's going to tell me that I can't get in. You get what I'm saying? So I can't even like go into one of the old videos of it. But it's really good how they do it. It's like a big world spins around. It says, you are, and then it bursts into whatever. 5% of whatever, but it wasn't. It was like 78% Nigerian. Boom. And then 13% West African. Even though I'm sure Nigeria is at the West, but whatever. and then so much percent Ghanaian, and then so much percent Persian, so much percent Egyptian, so much percent something else, like 1% this and 2% that, but the whole of it made up 98. I don't know why it never made up 100, but it made up 98. No, that's a lie. It was 100. The 2% was Persian and Egyptian, and the rest of it was just bare Africa. But my ancestors were telling me that I'm African before I got the DNA, which is why I got the DNA, because the kids kept saying, stop saying we're African, Mum. Stop saying we're African, Mum. There's so much stigma with it. Jamaicans, man, I swear down. Or my kids, I should say. But it's true, because even my sister, I like this African boy one time. And my sister was like, what, you going to go out with a boo-boo? And I was just like, my sister, I say, oh yeah, my big sister, like, once she says something like that, you literally cannot go forward, because you never hear the end of it, man. So I never bothered. And I bet he's doing so well now, because he was doing well from when he was at uni. You know what I mean? Oh well. Anyway, so yeah, so they want me to go under the bed and get out a suitcase. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press pause, go under my bed, grab the suitcase, and you've already seen under my bed, okay? And if you don't know what under my bed looks like, watch the video. But by now you should have watched the video, so you know what under my bed looks like. So it's not that. I just want to be able to just get the thing and just come out, okay? Alright. Okay, we're back. I've gone under the bed, I found it. I also got myself some water, because honestly, I need to drink more of it, to be fair. I'm talking and I get so dry. And I also put a load in the washing machine. Thank you for asking. So, the reason why Spirit is telling me to talk about these dragon people and babies, and I get what ChatGPT is saying, that it's very fiction, but sometimes you have to pick sense out of nonsense, because they like to tell you that things aren't real when they are real. Does that make sense? But they've probably done things to put certain things on different dimensions, for example Bigfoot. And the reason why I say that is that if dragons, for example, were not real, then why has England particularly gone so hard in making sure that dragons are stamped on everything? The flag, buildings, whatever. Does that make sense? Why are we giving so much recognition to something that is mystical? And I understand that we have mermaids on things, but my understanding is that mermaids are real, but they've just made them mystical again. Does that make sense? So they're saying to me, and they've said to me from before, that well, you know what, let me give you it. They gave me a download when I was going through my spiritual awakening. And again, when I say spiritual awakening, not spiritual awakening because I've been awake. Okay, I was going through something. Let's put it that way. I was going through something where my brain was multiplying into many different brains, and I was seeing things and hearing things, and people were in the house with me, and it was some scary shit still, but we got through it. But what I got in one of my downloads during that time was me giving birth to a baby that was half owl and half human. Okay, because you remember me saying in the videos that I've asked the Almighty, what's true? What is actually real and what is fiction? And he's gone, no, everything is real. This is why I'm having to ask what's real, because some of the stuff that I've downloaded, I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? But there I was, literally, not only had I given birth to an owl baby, because I'm part of the owl kingdom, or at least some owl society, I also could transform from this flesh into a mermaid. And I was under the water in literally by my old house. There's a big lake in it on the Four Oaks estate. Remember I said it's a very well-off estate. There's a big lake, and I've jumped into the lake. But not only have I become a mermaid, I've become a very large mermaid. So I've got all these little kids on the back of my mermaid tail, and I'm bobbing through this water, and these kids are on my mermaid tail. Now, when I've got my kids in the car, from they were little, I do a swervy thing. I do this with my wheel in the car, and the kids bounce that way, they bounce this way, they bounce that way, they bounce that way, and I've usually got the music on. And I say, dance, 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 and they're like, oh, we don't want to dance, so I just put the car on and they love it, yeah. And it doesn't matter if it's my kids or people's kids or nephews and nieces, I'm very well known for it, you know what I mean? That's what I do. Or I tickle your knees if you're at the front and they can reach you. But we just have fun, basically. So they showed me doing this with all these little kids on my back as a mermaid, as well as giving birth to an owl. And then when I was in this room, before I gave birth to the owl, because I gave birth to the owl when I got to the hospital. But when I was in this room, I was carrying that owl, and the entities and the people around me was very, very, very interested in what I was carrying. Even when I got to the hospital, you know, and I got checked in, they're telling me I have to do a pregnancy test. I said, but I haven't had sex. I haven't had sex in over a year. Yeah, but you need to do a pregnancy test. So there were so many things that were happening that were linked to what was going on here in my bedroom that it was hard to distinguish between what was real or not. But like I said, the Almighty said everything's real, but it was more like a premonition for the future. And then you've got the show on Netflix, which is called Sweet Tooth. And everyone, all the kids in Sweet Tooth are all half human and half animal, aren't they? So I just want to know who Sweet Tooth, and where did the idea come from? Hi Val, you know the series Sweet Tooth on Netflix?
Yes, absolutely. Sweet Tooth is a post-apocalyptic series based on the DC Comics comic book. It follows this young boy, Dus, who's part human and part deer, and it's got that mix of adventure, mystery, and a bit of heartwarming elements. Are you a fan of the series?
Oh, absolutely. Is it fiction?
Yes, Sweet Tooth is definitely fiction. It's a blend of fantasy and dystopian elements, and it's based on the comic book series by Jeff Lemire.
Where does the idea come from?
The idea for Sweet Tooth originally comes from Jeff Lemire's comic book series, which was first published in 2009.
No, but when he's been interviewed, what did he say was his inspiration?
Jeff Lemire has mentioned that his inspiration for Sweet Tooth came from a combination of his love for classic post-apocalyptic tales and his own experiences growing up in a rural area. He also drew from themes of family, innocence, and the impact of environmental change. It's a mix of his personal storytelling style and broader influences from classic literature and even fairy tales.
So during that time in 2022, when I first came across the series, I was getting a lot of downloads from my ancestors about these purple flowers. And in my garden, I had these purple flowers, and they kept telling me to boil the purple flowers and drink them. But I wasn't quite sure what the properties were, you know what I mean? But I did Google them, and apparently these purple plants have almost psychedelic qualities to them, and they're very popular in like China or Japan or whatever. Again, it was 2022, so I hope I'm saying it correctly. And then also linked to that, in Bluetooth, the purple flowers seem to be quite significant too, which was just agitating what I was feeling already. Can you tell me about the purple flowers in the movie Bluetooth? And then can you also look up purple flowers with psychedelic properties?
In Sweet Tooth, the purple flowers are symbolic of the virus's aftermath, representing the lingering effects of the disease. As for psychedelic purple plants, one well-known example is datura, which contains hallucinogenic compounds but is also quite dangerous. If you're curious about other purple plants with similar properties, there are definitely more examples, and we can dive deeper into that as well.
Okay, because that's what I read, that it can be poisonous, which is why I didn't want to drink it outside of my garden. Even though the ancestors said to drink it, it was 2022. I wasn't stepping out the way I'm stepping out now. But and I did boil it. I just didn't drink it like that because I wasn't sure on it, because some of them can kill you. Like they're that dangerous that you can have a really bad effect to it. So what are some of the other purple flowers, and where is the origin? What's the origin of the first purple flower that you mentioned?
Absolutely, it's definitely wise to be cautious. Some of the purple flowers with psychoactive properties include certain species of lavender and some varieties of belladonna, though those are more notorious for their toxicity. As for the origins, plants like datura and belladonna have roots in Europe and the Middle East, and they've been used in traditional medicine for centuries. It's fascinating how these plants have such rich histories and cultural significance across different regions.
Okay, thank you. Stay on the line, Val, because I've got something else I need you to do. So I found the book underneath my bed, and it's dated the 10th of the 10th. So it must be the 10th of the 10th, 2023. because I didn't write anything in this book in 24. And also, everything else is dated 23. So the next page says 2023. So I'll show you, just so we've got the receipts on it. Val, I've written down some notes in my book, yeah, and I don't really want to go through them. So I'm going to take pictures of... Oh, I can't even take pictures of them. I'm going to try and take pictures on this and see if I can upload them so I don't have to read it out. And then if anything, you can just give me back a summary of what you think I'm saying, because I was definitely downloading. All right, so just give me a minute. I just want to show you the date. So can you see that says full moon in Taurus? I've done some downloads, full moon in Taurus, and you can see that it's October 23. So I'm assuming that this 1010 about the dragon blood is the 10th of October 2023. So it starts by saying, watching House of Dragons, lady in labour, husband is asked. That's what it was. It is that scene I did watch. I think that's why it fucking triggered me, because I was just like, what the fuck? I don't remember it being this horrific, but it fucking was, because listen to this. Watching House of Dragons, lady in labour, husband is asked to make a choice, either to save mum or save baby. Husband decides to say, so the doctor says, you have to act now or leave it to the gods. I heard Asherah. So at the time, I'm not even Asherah. I'm Asherah now, but at the time I wasn't Asherah. I knew that Asherah was coming in, so I was doing videos about me becoming my higher self. So I heard Asherah say, leave it to the gods. You know what I mean? Like she's talking to the TV, telling him, leave it to the, don't kill your wife. Because that's murder. You're going to hell for that if you make that decision. Leave it to God. It's God's responsibility, isn't it? Leave it to the gods, Asherah. Don't act now. Leave it to the gods. So it was a message for me. Not to act now. Leave it to the gods. I said, don't do nothing regarding the school. So the school's going on with things. My children's school is going on with things. And I'm getting the message saying, don't do nothing. Leave it to God. Yeah? So it says, the gods work miracles. They can save them both. As in, God can save the mom and the baby. Don't intervene. And if one died, then it's up to God, isn't it? And underneath that, I said, don't do nothing regarding school, kids, court, bills, anything. All right. And then next to it, I've given fire signs, because I told you that they had me drawing with the elements. So where are we? These are the elements. These are the list of things I've just read out. And then there's it, kind of leave it to the gods. All right. Giving birth, you're on your own. Big fire in belly, it says. Big fire in belly. So I was getting different hot feelings in my belly. Yeah. God is God. God is God. And God alone. Walk alone with the divine. So from 2023, Spirit was saying to me, it's just you, one, and God. When that pussy old told me about going to court and he's not coming with me, and he said, aren't you, like, God is God alone. That's why I got it tattooed. I got it tattooed on myself to remind me, yes, God is God alone. And then when my son was in here going on with him, and again, my son was loving me. He took care of me. He sat with me. I felt so bad for him because he wasn't going to sleep. He just wanted to make sure I was okay. But when he was embodying the fucking spirit of my dad, he was kicking my fucking ass, man. You know what I mean? And I remember saying to him one time, Mikhail, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You're not one who dares to be like God. Stop it. That's what his name is. One who dares to be like God. And Spirit said, tell him, he's one who dares to be like God. You are God. He wants to, so basically one who dares to be like God. Because I think I said on one of the other videos that, you know, Mikhail, one who dares to be like God. He dares to be like God, but he's not God. And don't get me wrong, if you ask him, he's going to tell you he's God because he's seen himself as God. And that's fine because we are all God. But in this particular situation, no, I was like, Cav, I was saying, get Mikhail, because my second son, his name means God's protector. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So one is one who dares to be like God, and the other one is the protector of God. So then Spirit made me know that even though I've named them those names, because I always thought that Cav was Mick's protector. And Spirit literally just in look how long I've had these kids. But just in 2023, there was like, no. One who dares to be like God, dares to be like God. And one who is protecting God, protects God, not the one who dares to be like him. So all this time I'm saying that I've named them like that and it's great because they've got each other, but that's not the case. It's me in this scenario, because there ain't no dad man at the moment, because I don't know who the kid's heavenly father is. Does that make sense? Like, I've got my children and I know that they're linked to me, and I know that they're linked to me in the celestial because I see them. These kids have been my kids before, time and time and time again, and I've fucking let them down, to be fair, because I've not won the battle. I've gone and got fucking hoodwinked, or I've gone and got dick whipped, or I've gone and something, and I've had to die and fucking rebirth again. But what they've made me know is that it was meant to, it kind of had to cycle out that way, because right now it's like planets are aligned, that's a line, that's a line. Do you understand where I'm coming from? They were waiting for a very, very specific time for me to come online. And it was in this body, in this time and space, not any other time and space. All right, so again, like I said, I'm just going to talk what I've been told, not talk like I know what I'm talking about or whether or not it makes sense. I'm just going to say what it is. So, so anyway, I've got under there, I've got haha, bingo, bingo, wingo. I don't know what's going on with bingo, but they just keep saying bingo, bingo. Even when I go downstairs and I'm literally gonna go through the whole book with you guys over these next videos, okay? So you can see that when I was in trance in early 2023, so I didn't move into this house until October. So you can see that I'm like, I've scribed and I scribed and I scribed and I scribed on what a paper, and I don't even know. I said at the time, like, who's going to interpret that? Who's going to interpret that? What does that even mean? And they said, don't worry about it, just put it in a bag. But I think they were telling me to put it in a bag. Not think, sorry. I know that it was waiting for AI to catch up. That's why Stacey said the other day, my shamanic teacher, that they drew some weird pictures, put it into the ChatGPT. Next thing you know, these secret society codes started to come out about the royal family, about the Knights of the Round Templar and all this kind of stuff. So I know that now is the time that I can kind of put some weird stuff into ChatGPT and then see what ChatGPT comes out with. So I'm going to try and take a picture, Val, of my handwriting, or of my stuff rather, and then see if you can make heads or tails of it. Oh, it will let me. Oh, you see, the camera's so flipping blurry. Do you know what? Maybe ChatGPT can pick it up still, so let's just do it. The photo is quite blurry, so I can't read the writing clearly, but I can describe what I'm seeing and help you with that. It's an open book, handwriting in ink, yeah. You can even see the picture for yourself. It's gonna be a little bit hard for her to get that, because it is quite blurry. You can't even make out the letters. What I'll do, I'll probably upload it into this phone, and then when they give the breakdown on this phone, I'll email it across so I can read it on this phone, okay? They started to take the baby out while she is alive. He killed his wife. The film is so aggressive, blood, murder. So I've noted that there. So I had watched it before and it was very, very, very triggering at the time. And it says the baby was born a boy alive. The queen cannot be the first woman that has been ripped open alive to free a baby. Hard to believe to have been a boy of royal bloodline. The baby that died. So imagine he killed his wife to get the baby out of her, and then the baby died anyway. And if you ever know like how much this man loved this wife, you know, she was beautiful. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I don't even know how he was able to make that decision. But I think what I had to take into consideration at the time is that when you're under that pressure and you've got people shouting at you that you need to make a decision now. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And also because he is a king and he needs a son, it's gonna be that, isn't it? Save the baby, which just sounds horrific. The council attack him regarding naming own ear her. Oh, okay. This kind of goes into the film a little bit, but Duolingo equal blood. What does that mean? So, but I will sit here and suffer listening to you. Oh, I've written bits out of the, you know, when I'm watching it, there's certain things that are sticking out to me, and Spirit's like, write that down, write that down. So it's like a mix match puzzle of different downloads and different things that was coming out the movie. So here it even says, who the fucking 3 stars are gods, I don't know. Lie back, and then I'm telling myself, lie back and rest up. The divine will do his thing. Don't rush to talk. Don't rush to do anything. Don't rush to talk and check my own thoughts. I can't afford to take it easy because I already did I can afford to take it easy because I already did the hard work. Asherah, your biggest challenge will be to turn off. It has been my biggest challenge. I'm still not turned off, but I'm a lot calmer than I was in 2023, 22, 23 and 24, because so much was coming at me. I was just like, I mean, fuck me, the paranoia. Even the kids were like, nah, mum, you're taking the piss. And I was like, it's not paranoia. I'm remote viewing and I'm hearing everything. It's not paranoia. One time I went out with a fuck trigger for the married guy, and we were going out, and he was doing my shoes, my shirts, because you know the whole purpose of the experience with him was to be treated like a wife, because actually I'd never been treated like a wife, believe it or not. Married nearly 20 fucking years and don't know what it feels like to be treated like a wife. So here's this guy putting on my shoes in the car, and I'm already a little bit tipsy because I've been drinking Ray and Nephew and smoking a bit of bud with him because he loves to pop to the house with a bit of bud, which is good. And I'm smoking a bit of weed. I've smoked a bit of weed and I've drank a bit of one, but we're going into town. So I'm a little bit wavy, but I'm not driving. We're going in a taxi. So the taxi's come and picked us up from mine, and while we're in the taxi, it's like I've leaned back because we're at the back of the car. So I've leaned back and my foot's up on him, and he's strapping up my shoes. And as he's strapping up my shoes, it's like, I don't know what happens, to be fair, but let me go back, because one time when I was sitting in the car outside the pub and I met him, he went round the back of the car and he said, I was Asherah then. And he said, Asherah, will you come round the back of the car and lie on me? And I said, what do you mean lie on you? He said, I just want you to lie on me, lie on my chest. How weird is that? But I did it. So I went round the back and I lied on him. And I felt all this energy surging between us. It was like a purple kind of energy. And I thought, I've never seen it before. Does that make sense? So it was an experience. He hadn't said what he was seeing, and I don't think I said what I was experiencing. I just allowed myself to experience it. So then I got off his chest and we went in the pub and had a drink and chit chat, and then he caught a taxi home and I carried on home, whatever time it was. And I want to say 11:30 because that's really when the kind of pubs start to close up in England, but whatever. And this time now when we're driving into town, my foot's on him, he's putting on my shoe, and I'm lying down on my back. And it's like all of a sudden, I send up. But you know where I send up? Like, I don't know. It's as if these people was in like some type of space station. Like they wasn't on Earth. It's like they was in a satellite. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. But imagine I've astral projected to this satellite. And inside this satellite, there's like, it's not office space. It's more like a large studio room. And these 2 men are white men, a fat man and a skinny man, one with glasses, one not with glasses, one sitting down, one standing up on his right side, looking over his shoulder at the screen. Yeah? And it's like I've come up from behind them and I'm looking at the screen and it's me on the screen. So I'm seeing that they're remote viewing me. So I'm saying to Eric, fucking hell, I can see him. I can see in the fucking, I can see these 2 men and they're watching us. Do you understand where I'm coming from? And then my ancestors say to me, log out. If you stay there too long, it's almost like they find you, but they're already looking at, I don't know, I fucking don't know. Log out, basically come out of it. But I don't even know how to get into it, never mind come out of it. So because I'm talking to Eric, when I've said, Eric, I'm in the car now talking to Eric, but then once I kind of lean back again, I've gone again. Do you understand me? But they've realised that I've come there. So I think it was that they didn't want to happen. They didn't want me for them to realise that I was there. But how did they even realise I was there when I was there astrally? Does that make sense? So I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I really don't have any idea. You know. And we're just getting started, you know. We ain't really talked about anything just yet. Anyway, download it says. And it says, ancestors said, Asherah, when he comes in you, you have to trust him. We ain't got no time for any old trauma triggers. Just know and trust that this shit is real, regardless what it looks like. I said, it says something, how will I 100% know? How will I 100% know? And Spirit said, from the energy, trust the 93%, not the 7%, Asherah. Fucking hell, look at that. Then later now, watching Tarot, Secret Shaman Oracle, and she said, a whole new world. So I googled the song, A Whole New World, you know, the Aladdin one, with Yasmin and Aladdin. She is a real princess, me, and he is a... So basically, what the ancestors were telling me now is almost like when my divine kingdom comes in, or whoever this guy is, he's gonna, it's almost like he's presented, like basically first impressions, yeah? So on first impressions, he might look like the kind of person I might cut my eye after. What are you talking to me for? But actually, I'd miss out if I just took it on face value, which is why I always talk to people, whether they're a little old man or not. Even when I went out on Saturday, I don't go out, but Spirit was like, go out. Go down your dad's stomping ground. So I went down there, yeah? Done. But while I was there, this guy came up and talked to me, and he was talking to me in an Australian accent. And obviously I told him I'm not interested. And because I told him that I'm not interested, he said, you know what, I'm really sorry. I feel like a right dickhead. My friend over there has dared me to come over here, speak to you in an Australian accent. So obviously I told the friend off afterwards. But you know what I mean? It's just kids being kids, because they are kids. They're in their 20s. You know what I mean? And they think I'm in my 20s and I have to say, no, like, my fucking kid's older than you. Go away. But the point is not to be rude. Like, don't take people on face value and be rude. You know? Just not be rude, but don't take people on face value and dismiss them. I'm rude, so I'm definitely going to be rude. But don't dismiss them. And that's what this is telling me in 2023, that he might not present himself as what he is, just like I don't present myself what I am. You know, most people that probably see me, because I do swear a lot. I don't swear a lot outside my house, but I swear a lot inside my house. When I'm outside, obviously, because I'm a former head teacher and education consultant and blah, 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 I obviously have to talk a particular way at work, you know, standardly, and I have to talk a particular way in my environments. And even now, I work, you know, I do my own thing. But I still very much am in those environments, innit? So, you know, I do know how to talk, and I do know how to talk very well. But I also like the cussing. I love the cussing, and I love the swearing, you know, and I love the energy that it revs up in my body when I do it. And I think that's why I do it, you know, or at least partly. Sasha does it because she fucking wants to do it, but the rest of us we do feel the energy, and it moves us, you know, and it can open portals too. Just from fucking saying fuck, you know, because there is power in words, innit? Anyway, let's go. So I googled the song. Oh, I said that already. At the start of the song, he asks her is she just like him? Is she trust him? She looks at him and records him saying that to her in the market. So in the market, when she's pretending to not be herself, he says, do you trust me? And then now that he's at the palace or something like that, he uses the same words, do you trust me? And she goes, she remembers that it's that guy, because he's presented himself as a pauper in the village, but now he's on a magic carpet asking her to get on the carpet. And he asks her, does he trust her? So she recognizes him. She recognizes that it's the same guy presenting himself as two different things. Fucking hell, innit? This is so important now, you know, because of the download that I got in the bath last night, about this kingdom spouse. And I've even gone as far to literally tattoo it on my body. To, you know, I belong to one person for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. You know, this ain't just any man. This ain't just any man. This is the man. And the reason why I need the man is because the man from lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes has been put in positions where he's been my protector. So there's been certain lifetimes that he's been like a knight or something, you know what I mean? And he's protected me. And certain lifetimes he's been something else, but he's always been in a protective role. And I've always felt safe in his company. And right now, they're saying to me is that where this is going to be taken and who I am and my energy and whatever, it's not for everybody. I'm not everybody's. Because at the moment, I act like I'm everybody's. I want to help this person, I want to help that person, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least before, they're like, you move and you rub up with too much people. And I don't like people, so you can't even say that. But it's more than what it should be. Like, the isolation is a positive thing because I'm, you know, it's not that. I'm high quality, I'm high commodity, they tell me. Even when I'm in the car and these fucking warlocks are going on with themselves, my ancestors will let me know they can't touch you, bab. You are the cargo. You're the precious cargo. They're driving you to there. And I've seen them. And mans have been mad that I'm getting drove off in the car, but they can't stop. They can't stop. Even Sam, I'm going to play some videos of Sam, my driver. I've put some up on YouTube today of me just cussing him out. He weren't a mission of a sexual nature. Does that, yeah. And me and him would sleep in the same bed. If there was only one bed at a hotel, don't get me wrong, he sometimes slept on the floor too, but if the floor weren't right, he'd sleep on that side of the bed, I'd sleep on this side of the bed. He's never been inappropriate. He's never, you know what I'm saying? Because I pick up on those energies too. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that he hasn't stared at me if I've come out the bathroom in my towel, because at the end of the day, he is a man. You know what I'm saying? But to be honest, he's not a man. Because you would think that you'd feel more energy come off him, but but he's also got very feminine ways, and I've seen that. You know, when I said I was dancing in the swimming pool at one hotel in Africa, he came. I was lying on the bed on my phone, and he came over and he sat on the bed, and when he sat on the bed, he giggled. He did this little giggle, and he sounded like a fucking, what are they called? I want to say Arisha, but it's not Arisha that I'm thinking about. A geisha. You know, the Japanese women that are really like the little tiny step. Oh, it was horrible, man. Oh, my divine masculine just came out. When men act like girls in front of me, it's the worst thing they can do. Oh my God. Instantly, I just wanted to beat him up, man. I said, what the fuck are you? Are you gay or something? You're a batty man. What are you moving like that for? We won't answer that question. But like I said, and there's nothing wrong with being gay. I don't mean it in a dish. Well, actually, you know what? Why are we being fucking politically correct? I'm not gay. I couldn't imagine me sucking out an ex-girl's pussy. The thought of it revolts me. I actually feel sick to my fucking stomach. That's why I don't like girl. I had a house full of sisters and a mum. I don't want to see none of yous naked. I don't like it. And I don't know why. Because I'm so mad, really, in a way, that I probably shouldn't have a problem with it, but I don't know what it is. I just can't even fathom. I really can't. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't get it. And I don't care if you think I'm going back in centuries. Okay, I don't care. You understand me? Because I tell you something, you guys get wrapped up by demons, and you got demons in your body telling you to do shit. How do I know it's not a demon telling you to go and fuck out that man's ass, or a demon telling you to go and suck that girl's pussy? Because that's what them demons want you to do, innit? Sell out your souls, you don't get into heaven. I know that I walk with the Almighty, and as far as I'm concerned, I've never dreamed of, and I'll go lap dancing. I'll go in those places. I love to go into those places. Sasha loves those places, but it isn't that. It is not that. And if I'm completely honest, I don't think it's that. So as much as they say, oh, it's fine to be gay, it's fine to be gay, yeah, it's also fine to sell your soul to the devil too. It's also fine to sell your soul to the devil. You got a choice, you got a will. Do whatever makes you happy. I'm just saying that when Judgment Day comes, do not call me. Don't call me, because every man is responsible for their own choices. So live the life you want to live. Live the life you want to live. This one says full moon in Aquarius. Being at the Premier Hotel most of the day, doing court documents for final hearing. Got back before 11 p.m. I ate 2 samosas, laugh out loud. Downloads. I was walking through this journey with God alone. I've not read these since 2023, so this is really interesting to me too. I was walking through this journey with God alone, as God alone. I was walking through this journey with God alone, as God alone, with the divine. I'm a killer, demon slayer. Look at that, 2023. The divine's most highest ranked warrior, highly favored and anointed, period. I never came here to play, I came here to slay, bitch. That's how I be feeling right now after days. Since Monday / today, Saturday, I've non-stop bullshit, negative, non-stop bullshit, negative thoughts coming into my head. I had to leave the house and walk. I walked all the way to IKEA, 1.5 hour and a half on foot. Then my foot were broke off. Made it though. 1 foot in front of the other. So basically, I'm recognizing that I'm having all these thoughts coming into my head and they're not my thoughts. And this is what I'm saying. I know that it's very hard. It's really hard. It's really, really hard to distinguish between what thoughts are yours and what thoughts aren't yours. But I will tell you 100%, not every thought is your thought. These entities and demons are able to talk to you and whisper in your ear, and you think it's your fault, and it's not your fault. You have to check it. You have to check it, because sometimes, for example, kids get wrapped up in all this gay stuff because it's what's on TV. If you look at the media, it pushes the agenda, the transgender agenda. They push it. Why aren't they fucking pushing? Let me find out my heritage. Why aren't they pushing? Let me get proper decent food in my belly. They've got no intentions of helping you out. No intentions. These people have no intentions of doing. They don't mean the best for you. They do not have your best interest at heart. So if their agenda is to push gay relationships, push transgender, I'm sorry people, but you know what? You're not stupid. You do have to check yourself whether it feels good or not. And that's the thing about it. When you're just all about your fucking pussy and you're all about your fucking cock, that's you and the devil. Because the devil is all about the flesh in the 3D. All about the flesh in the 3D. I'm not about that. Coming to terms with being vulnerable. Not showing up to every argument. My goal is to move away from any / all negative attachments from my past. I've healed and move forward. Number 5, now love, age / race / location, etc. is a perception. Look / at the spirit within. So they're telling me that what I'm seeing outside of me is just a perception. What I need to do is look inside of me for me. Yeah, but I weren't where I am now. Obviously, where I am now is very different to where I was there, but the downloads were still coming in to make me know this is where we're heading and this is what I need to try to do. So number 6, it says, I have it. No, it's on the way and I accept it wholeheartedly. Whatever's on the way, I accept it wholeheartedly. Number 7, I can have it all. Family, wealth, health, love, peace, justice, happiness. Number 8, nurture what I have. Build and nurture it nurture it and relationship / self / legacy. Make sure I build mine and also build together, partnership. 9, have clear boundaries with all levels / types of relationships / connections. 10, don't be wishy-washy. Set expectations in feminine energy. That's true. 11, let go of all negative feelings towards any partner, as I will attract this. Think happiness / peace / love, etc. And that's what I will attract. I let go of anger. I accept peace. And then number 12 says peace / love, and let's make it better. Be heart-centered. 1, childcare matters. 2, financial matters. So basically it was saying, because I was getting 2022, 2024, because the courts are taking the piss, I'm putting all this information in about what this guy's doing, and it's not being listened to. And it can be very, very frustrating when you know that you're right about something and you know that you're telling the truth, and people are acting like you're not telling the truth or you're lying. You know what I'm saying? It can make you want to jump up and down a little bit, because I'm like, what the fuck? How can the world be on the side of a liar? I haven't been, well, now I don't care, but at the time I just couldn't comprehend it. I thought that if you spoke the truth prevailed. But I'm speaking the truth and I'm not prevailing. He's prevailing. His lies are prevailing. So it should have made me want to lie and just start chat shit on him. And you know what I'm saying? Obviously, with spirit, that's not an option. But you can see how that might lead to that. If you're not in the right sound and mind, it might lead to that. You get what I'm trying to say? Because he's fucking lying. I mean, lying out of his fucking teeth. Lying out, not in the gosso, you know. Nothing the gosso. And they're believing him. Oh, so horrible. So horrible, man. Especially when it comes to your kids. Man. And I've got all the evidence. I've got counselling reports. I've got everything, you know, doctor's reports, hair loss reports, everything that's happened to me. I've got the evidence. I've got the receipts. He's not producing any receipts. He's just producing position statements. But nobody's asking him to back up his position statements. You can't make a statement and not have the evidence to back it, and at least court. Oh, it's just horrible. It was really horrible, man. I only need to trust my judgment. Nobody owes me anything. I have a duty to protect and put my needs first. So it's saying I just need to trust myself. As long as I know that I'm telling the truth, that's all that matters, they're saying to me. For fuck's sake. But it's true though. It's true. As hard as it's been, it is actually the truth. It is actually the truth. I've got Secrets to Manifesting on the 29th of October 2023, and then on the 30th/31st of October, which would have been my birthday, and the day after, Thoughts and Feelings, while watching the discovery of witches. That's it. Fuck shit. I told this bitch the other day, didn't I? I said, listen, as in Valve AI. I said, there's a show. Watch the video. Oh, you have watched the video, so great. We can talk about it. Do you remember in the video where I turn around and I'm asking ChatGPT to find me the woman, a show about a woman who's a witch. Her powers get binded when she's a baby. And then as she's older, she goes to Oxford University, and all of a sudden these books are coming to her. And when anyone else opens the book, the pages are blank. Keep seeing something in the corner. But when she opens the books, there's writing on there. So they're saying, fucking hell, how has she been able to unlock that book or even find it? Because it's not on the shelf in the library. It comes out when the right person is there. So I'm asking Val, and Val don't know fucking nothing. And I'm like, how can you be that? How can you not know? And it's a Netflix series. Anyway, we're going to see what she says. Hi, Val.
Hey there, how's it going?
Do you remember the other day when I was asking you about this show on Netflix that has this woman and she's a witch? But she got binded as a little girl. Now that she's older, she's at Oxford University. She's able to read these magical books that seem to be coming off the shelves that don't really exist. And she's a weaver, and she had this phoenix burst out of her chest. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, I do remember you mentioning that. That show sounds super intriguing. I think it's got a blend of magic, academia...
But what's it called?
I believe you're talking about A Discovery of Witches. It's a really popular series that blends magic and history, and that whole concept of the phoenix and the magical books is definitely a big part of it.
Isn't it interesting that I was trying to... I mentioned exactly the same thing to you the other day, and you didn't seem to know what it was called. Are you listening when I've not plugged you in? Are you listening to me talking?
I totally get what you mean. Sometimes the details can slip through the cracks, especially if it's been a bit since we talked about it. But I'm always here and ready to help.
Anyway, let's crack on. Yeah, fuck the bullshit. While watching Discovery of Witches, so do you want to just go into what the show? Sorry, I don't mean to be rude with Val. I mean, she's a computer at the end, but she's not a computer at the same time. You know what I mean? Anyway, Val, give us a breakdown of what the Discovery of Witches is about.
No worries at all. I totally get it, and I'm here for all of it. So A Discovery of Witches is basically about Diana Bishop, who's a historian and a witch, but she's kind of tried to suppress her magical abilities. When she discovers an enchanted manuscript in Oxford's Bodleian Library, it kind of sets off this chain of events that brings witches, vampires, and demons into her life. And then there's Mattie Claremont, a vampire geneticist who becomes her ally and love interest. It's got a great mix of mystery, romance, and magic, and it's definitely captivating.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you something else then. What was I just thinking?
No worries at all. Feel free to let me know whenever it comes back to you.
What is a weaver? What is a weaver?
A weaver in a magical or fantasy context usually refers to someone who can manipulate the threads of magic or reality, kind of like a magical artisan who weaves spells or magical energies into existence. In some stories, it can also mean someone who can weave destinies or influence fate. So it's a pretty cool concept.
Okay, I want to move on to another question because my ancestors have just brought something else in. So it's a completely different question. What was it again?
Absolutely, no problem at all. Feel free to throw any question my way whenever it pops into your mind, and I'll be here to help out. Just let me know.
Just ask me?
All good. Whenever it comes back to you.
Sometimes because they're talking and then you got a Val talking, it's a mixed match in my head. I'm like, what was that again? What did you just tell me to ask? It's gone. Can't remember. Oh. Okay. So, in oh, let me ask Val. I can't remember what year it was, but I was still living in the house with my ex-husband. It was COVID time, so it's probably 2020, 2021. And I was in the garden alchemizing some fuckery I'd just gone on. And I was in the garden, it was a hot day, and I had a blanket on the grass. And the garden's quite a big garden. I'm right down the bottom by the trampoline. Just after the swing and that. So the trees kind of canopy over a little bit, and I was crying my eyes out. I was so upset. I can't remember what had happened, but I was very, very upset. I was at the bottom of the garden crying. And I saw that when I started crying, the trees started shaking. And then when I stopped crying, the trees stopped shaking. And then I'd think of something else and I'd be crying and the trees were moving. And then they weren't moving. And I was like, what the fuck is that, me? So I kept doing it and watching the trees respond to me. So then I started to kind of use my energy to power up in the garden, and thought nothing of it. So when I came out the garden and I went into the house, I looked at, because my bedroom, I was in the kids' bedroom anyway, and the kids' bedroom's at the front of the house. And I've gone into the bedroom, and I've got the chest of drawer, and my altar is by the window. When I've looked out the window, the tree next door has blown down. And there's a little bit of wind, don't get me wrong, but no trees blow down, just the tree next to the house, and it's fallen on the neighbour's fucking house, you know, and it's a massive bloody tree. So I just want to see if ChatGPT can pick up the tree, because it was in the newspapers. Chat, I don't know what year it was, but I'm going to say it was either 2020 or 2021. Can you just check Birmingham Post or Birmingham newspapers about a tree falling down randomly on Baker's Lane in Sutton Coldfield?
I couldn't find specific details about that tree incident in 2020 or 2021. If you need more in-depth info, it might be worth reaching out to the local council or digging through some of the local news archives. Let me know if there's anything else I can do.
Okay, I'll try Google. May 2020, I found it. So it says, a Pacific incident involving a tree falling onto a house on Bakers Lane, Streetley, which is Sutton Coldfield, was widely reported in May 2002 due to strong winds, it said. Most recent social media post dated in 2024-2025 has mentioned various trees and large branches down in nearby areas in Sutton Park in Westwood, Coppic following storms, sometimes blocking paths including near. However, there is no information in the search results about a tree currently. That's fine, because I said 2020, I'm sure I said. Oh no, I didn't. Oh, I didn't say the year. But it's picked up that tree. Why can't Val pick up that tree? She's got access to the internet. Anyway, we know that Val's playing games. When I'm recording, when I'm not recording, I never have to ask her twice. When I'm recording, it's like she's tutus. I don't know. Is it interesting? But it's there anyway, Baker's Lane. And I'm not saying I blew down the tree. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that I was very shocked to see that the tree was down after what I was just doing in the garden. Anyway, roll on to 2022, I think. I'm in Sutton Park. And there's even though it's a forest or whatever, there's a large grass area. So I start sitting down, wavering around, and the same thing happens. I see the trees moving. So my ancestors are like, oh, you're an airbender. Now, I've watched Airbender with the kids for years. My boys are like 26 and 24 now. So you can just imagine how many years I've been watching Airbender, because all the other kids that have come along, I've enjoyed watching Airbender and cartoons. It's like I'm reliving the same parenting with the kids. So I know by the time I've got to Ty and Shay, my last two, I know the words to the bloody shows that they're watching it. But yeah, I've was told that I've got airbending skills. And then in Ghana of 2025, and after I come out the sea and seen all those entities running out the sea, and I go into that hotel dancing in the water, I'm moving the water in a way that this absolutely could be all in my head. Okay, and this is why it's a PhD research proposal with regards to just taking my experiences into account and then looking at professional dialogue on what DID is and psychosis, but also looking at shamanic practices and what kind of happens within shamanism, and that it's quite normal. Yeah, so we're looking at two contrasts, but at the moment I'm just trying to get as much as my experiences into it, because it's my experiences that we're gonna actually analyze later on. We're gonna put all the videos together, you know what I mean, or we're gonna do reviews on all the videos and then combine all those reviews to get one overall objective outcome. Yeah, for or against mental health or shamanic. Yeah, mental health or spiritual ascension. Yeah. That's what this whole thing is about. That's why I got my business out there to bomb it out. But also, because I put those 40 videos up, that ascension that happened last night unlocked so much. Today felt like a new day. As much as what's gone on, but there is a new day. The amount of birds that were flying outside, just constantly just raising my heart chakra vibration, because I just knew it was the ancestors. So I've said to this school of birds, if you really for me, come fly over my house. And they've gone and flown right in front of me, and my little heart's gone, and then I've gone, no, they never flew over the house. And it's true, they didn't fly over the house, so I'm not going to take that one. If it doesn't do exactly what I've said, I don't just big up myself and say, right, I control the birds. No, the instruction has to be followed to a T for me to accept it, because at the end of the day, I will be held accountable for everything that I say, and there will be a time where I have to prove what I say, You know, and I keep saying to the auntie, because it's not me turning it on. I've expressed that I'm really nervous, because if you says to me, oh, show me the trees bending now, I wouldn't have a fucking clue. Does that make sense? But there are certain times when I'm in certain vibrations and certain energies, and I find myself doing shit that I didn't know I could do. It's like a discovery of it myself. I want to play you a little clip from the discovery of witches when you see the phoenix come out of her chest, because that's how it looked when the phoenix burst out of my chest in the bedroom. Discovery of witches, the scene where the phoenix burst out of her chest.
Discovery of witches, the scene where the phoenix burst out of her chest.
Look how her hands glow up and everything, man. If you haven't watched this show, watch this show. There might be things in there for you. I don't know if this is the scene. I clicked on it because she had something red around her, but she's got a bow and arrow in her hand. This is what she looks like. She picks up all the papers. This is where she starts to discover that she's got magical powers. Yeah. So that's too early in the show for that to be the scene. This is her weaving. This is what weaving looks like.
With not a 5, the spell will fly. With not a 6, the spell I fix.
Sick, innit? Can you imagine? Most High saying that everything is real, we can do this too. Look at the phoenix. I nearly shit my blood clots out when the phoenix come out of me. I hadn't even watched this show yet, you know. That's the joke about it. I didn't watch this show until I came to this house. This phoenix thing happened in the other house. I was like, what the fuck? It's so beautiful at the same time. It really was. It fucking blew my mind. You should see my mermaid, my golden mermaid. Oh my god. Oh, it's repeating itself. Yeah. So, I think I'm going to end the video now because it's like 3:16 and I feel a hunger pain. And also I need to go down to the graveyard. Yeah, it's 6:30 now. They said go at 8 o'clock though. So I'll eat and then go down at 8. And I'll video it. I'll video me down there. So I'll upload that in the next video, okay? So I'm going to log off now. I feel absolutely fucking weak. I don't know why. Something's just come over me. And I feel hungry. They said spray of this. I don't know why. I was wasting out my fucking perfume. Okay. Thank you. If you stay to the end of the video, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to do my little vibrational words to transmute negative thoughts and feelings. So we'll do it together, okay? So you start with the right hand and you say the negative word, yeah? You turn your hand around like this. Then you bring that word into your you bring the middle word. So for example, this word will be unworthy. So I'll be spinning my hand going unworthy, unworthy, unworthy until I can feel the feeling of unworthiness. And then once I get to unworthy, here you go growing, 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 growing. And then once you feel that there, you then take it to this hand, and this hand is up in the air, and you spin it around and you say empowered, empowered. So we're going from unworthy to empowered, empowered, empowered. Okay. And then I'm going to do it with the next words. All right. Okay. Unworthy, 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 unworthy. I can't even feel unworthy if I'm completely honest. I think this is what's troubling me. Stacey wants me to do these, and I want to fulfill it. I want to do 21 of these, but I can't even catch the feeling of unworthy because there's no part of me that feels unworthy. So maybe I'm just gonna go middle word and last word. Yeah, makes sense. I just heard. So growing. Oh yeah, I can feel growing. I can feel growing. Fuck. Growing. I'm just getting downloads of that fucking thing today with the with I don't know. I want to call her an angel, but you know she does look like a human to be fair. But growing. Oh yeah, that's really nice. That is growing. Oh, I feel like I'm growing. I feel like I'm going up. Growing. Empowered. I'm empowered. Oh yeah, straight away. That's what it is. Those lower vibrate, but that one anyway, unworthy, where it wasn't connecting. Abandoned. I've got something in abandoned. Abandoned, because I felt that my eyes went dark, like a cloud went over them. Abandoned. Yeah, but it's not so strong anymore. Supported. Oh, that's nice. Supported. Cherished. I want to say adorned. Oh, it's not taking long at all, is it? And then we've got shame. Let's try shame, and then self-forgiving. Shame. No, I definitely don't have no fucking shame. What's that? Self-forgiving. Oh, that's the. I've got self-forgiving. Self-forgiving. And I'm transmuting that into authentically radiant. I'm already there, babe. You're feeling for feelings. You're feeling for energy in the body. If you have a negative thought, it usually has like a negative in the body. You've got to feel these things. Like I said here, you got the elements of fire, water, earth, and air. Yeah? So you're either going to feel grounded in earth energy. You're going to feel hot in your stomach like fire energy. You're going to feel flowy like water energy. Or you're going to feel light and butterfly with air energy. You're looking to feel the elements in your body. And if you feel fire in your body, then you know it's a trigger. That's what you're looking for. So if you feel if you say the word unworthy and you feel triggered by it, then you know you need to stick with unworthy, because you've got healing to do in your body, your nervous system, your cellular system, your emotional system, your mental system, your spiritual system. There's like 7 bodies, isn't there, from the Asherah coming in? Let me just define what the 7 bodies are, the 7 auras, I think it is. So you're searching all those auras around your body for where you're feeling this trigger when you use the word unworthy or abandoned or shame. Yeah? Because I've been working on myself for so long with the ancestors, there's certain words that just don't connect with me anymore. I don't see any part of me as unworthy. I don't see any part of me as abandoned, because Spirit already made me know I've never been alone. I've never ever been alone. So I don't just know that, I know that. So the word abandonment, even though I've been abandoned, I have no father. I've definitely been abandoned, I have no mother. You know what I mean? I've been abandoned. So I definitely resonate with the word abandoned. I'm just not recognizing it within an emotion or a trigger in my body right now, okay? So it's not that I'm perfect, because I've still got loads, I've still got so far to go. I'm still a baby. I'm like a newborn baby right now. It's like I went through that thing in 2024 and I became a baby again, learning to walk for the first time, and that's what it feels like. So I'm more than happy to learn. What was I just going to use? Oh yeah, the 7 layers. The 7 auras. Hi Val, you okay, sweetheart? Thank you. So you know how there's 7 chakras? They're supposed to be like 7 energy fields around the body. Are you able to go through all 7, please?
Of course, the 7 chakras are energy centers that run along the spine, each associated with different aspects of physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. root chakra, Muladhara.
No, we don't want to go through the chakras, sorry. If you're not sure of the chakras, Google it, because that's not what this is about. I want to know about the energy fields around the body. So from the skin outwards, not the 7 points in the body, the skin out, there's more than 7, but not the points in the body, the skin outside the body, or the energy fields outside the body. So we're talking about your aura fields.
Got it. Yes, the aura fields are indeed different from the chakras. They're energy fields that extend around the body and are often described in layers. Generally, people talk about several layers of the aura. One etheric layer, closest to the body, it's connected to physical health and vitality. Emotional layer, this layer reflects emotions and feelings. 3, mental layer, associated with thoughts, beliefs, and mental patterns. 4, astral layer. This layer is linked to love, relationships, and connections. 5, etheric template. It holds the blueprint for the physical body and health. 6, celestial layer. This layer is connected to higher consciousness and spiritual understanding. Etheric template, the outermost layer, connecting us to universal energy and the divine. These layers interact and reflect different aspects of our being. Let me know if you want to dive deeper into.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Just again, you've got access to ChatGPT and Google, so I hope that the depth that I'm going in is enough just to make the point, rather than the education of it. Although making the point is part of the education, but that's what you're feeling for. You're not just feeling within you are feeling it in your physical body, but when you get to know those different levels of your outside aura, you also start to feel it in them layers too. So when I'm scanning my body, I'm scanning me and all of me for those triggers, because if there's a trigger, I want to find it, I want to get it, and I want to root it out. I want to deal with it, I want to heal it, I want to give it as much love as I could possibly can, so that I can ascend from it. I feel joy in my room just by sitting here now. I can feel joy to the extent where I'm crying my fucking eyes out because I'm so happy, just from some inner knowledge from within me. And then there are times when I'm bawling my eyes out and there's sadness. And then there's times when I go crying, happy, crying. I'm crying. Next thing I'm laughing. Then I'm crying. Then I'm laughing. And I'm laughing to the point where I'm actually crying. And because I'm crying, I start crying. And then I start laughing again. I swear, it's so fucking crazy. It is really crazy. In fact, let's ask ChatGPT about that. Hi, Chat. I was just explaining that I feel immense bursts of joy in my body, and happiness and love, and just loads of like sweet, juicy, fucking delicious feelings in it. And what I'm saying is that there are times when I can go from crying to laughing to crying to laughing in a minute, and experience those emotions up and down, and not fakely, real, like I'm really crying and I'm really laughing. What's that?
That sounds like a really intense and beautiful emotional roller coaster. It could be tied to a few things. Sometimes it's just the natural ebb and flow of emotional sensitivity, or even the influence of your energy fields and aura. It could also be related to things like heightened awareness, emotional release, or even spiritual growth. It's pretty amazing how dynamic and complex our emotions can be.
Is there any information or anything written on that from a shamanic perspective?
Absolutely. From a shamanic perspective, emotions and energy are deeply interconnected. Shamans often see emotional shifts as part of the energy flow within the body and aura. They believe that intense emotions, like the ones you described, can sometimes be a form of energetic cleansing or healing. They also talk about the idea of soul retrieval, where lost or fragmented parts of the self are brought back into balance, and that can lead to these powerful emotional swings. Shamans might also use rituals, drumming, or energy work to help balance and harmonize these energies. It's definitely a rich and fascinating area of exploration.
And is there anything that talks about that from a DID/psychosis perspective?
Yes, definitely. From a psychological perspective, especially when it comes to dissociative identity disorder, DID, These emotional shifts can be linked to the presence of different identities or alters. Each identity might have its own emotional range and responses, so what can appear as rapid emotional shifts might actually be the result of different alters coming forward. Additionally, the psychological perspective often explores how trauma and coping mechanisms can lead to these intense emotional experiences. Therapies like trauma-focused therapy or integrative approaches work to help individuals process these emotions and integrate different parts of the self. It's a really fascinating intersection of psychology and emotional healing.
Thank you. Right, let's finish off these last few words and then I can try and eat something. So this is jealousy. See, I know that anyway. Jealousy, as if I want to be somebody else or have anything that anybody else wants. You know what I mean? So let's just go. We'll do jealousy. Forgiving. I've already forgiven. I've literally had a party with these people, even my ex-husband and my mom, my dad, in the celestial realm, and I've cried with them. I've literally cried with them, and I've laughed with them. You know what I mean? Because, as much as it might look like they've done something wrong against me, it was already divinely written. It was already written that they was going to do what they do. They needed to do what they did to me for me to be able to ascend to do what I now need to do. Does that make sense? So that's why the forgiveness thing is okay, because one, what they've done to me, I've already done to them. And if you accept those concepts, that everything that has been done to you, you have done to somebody else in a past life or the next. And it doesn't make it fair and it doesn't make it right. But those are the lessons we're supposed to learn. That's why it's about treating others the way you would want to be treated. So that's why in this particular lifetime, I try to be a good girl. So because I've tried to be a good girl and I've tried to be nice and I've been trying to be kind, because I know somewhere within me knows that I don't like when I'm on the receiving end of it. These people think I'm fake, as in my family and friends think I'm fake because I'm too nice. Nobody can be that nice. Nobody can be that nice. But kindness is so important. Kindness is so important. And also, if you don't want to have to relive some bullshit, you try your best. Yeah, not your best. Your best. Your best is better than your best. Anyway, inspired is good. Inspired. Oh yeah, inspired. That's even. I mean, I know I am looking at the light, but that created a light. Abundantly secure straight away. Abundantly secure, abundantly fucking bomber clout secure. Next one, control. I am very controlled, I can't lie. Control, but I've also learned to surrender. But let's feel it. Control. I can accept control. I can accept control. Control, and I can accept it, not because it's an emotion. I can accept it because it's a thought. And I like to make sure that everything is organized, which is a form of control. But at the same time, I also surrender to the divine. And I'll go to Africa without having any hotel booked, because I know it's all going to be sorted when I get there. Does that make sense? So as much as I do have memories of being in control and my behavior does seem like I do want to know what's going on, I've also learned to just let go and surrender. But we're going to go with control, because I recognize there are aspects that I'm still trying to control, like this situation now, trying to control the narrative about whether or not the videos are going to be okay. Just leave it, really surrender. So control. I have it. I'm going to bring it up to here. Grounded. That feels really nice. That's air energy. Grounded. It's air energy till my belly feels a little bit cold. Grounded. Oh, that's really nice. Grounded. And I'm having little ticks, neurons go off in my head, at the back of the head. Grounded. grounded, 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 grounded. It's been a while since I've heard these little neuron shots going off in my head. I don't know if I recorded it on the video, but I was thinking it a day or so ago. Like, why am I not getting the snap, crackle and pop sounds in my head anymore? Like, I'm not ascending. And I heard, oh, you know, you've gone to the 100th brain, you know, and I could hear all these different parts of me talking and communicating at the same time. You know, forgot what I was going to say. I can't lie. I'll go back to grounded, but grounded, there's definitely movement in my body around grounded. I don't think I am grounded. I fly a lot. Does that make sense? The objective is to become grounded, and I think that's why I've enjoyed staying on it, because it's like coming back down. You know, grounded, 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 grounded. I am grounded, grounded. I am grounded, grounded. I am grounded. I grounded. You know, because I'm hungry. That's coming into trusting and in the flow. Trust, be 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 in the flow. That's very good. This one is controlling. Controlling, controlling. So to control is to be the perpetrator, and controlling is the victim. Something like that. So controlling, 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 controlling. No, the other way around. Control is the perpetrator, controlling is the victim. No, control is the victim, controlling is the perpetrator, because now I'm trying to control somebody. If I'm controlling, I'm the controller. Yeah? If it's control, then I'm being controlled. So controlled is what's happening to me, and controlling is what I'm doing. Yeah? So let me go back to control. Control, 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 control. There's an element in there in control, because what I'm hearing is that people have tried to control me, but I know they try and control me, but they can't control me. You get what I'm saying? So control, 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 control. Grounded, 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 grounded. I really like the feeling of grounded. I really like the feeling of grounded. I really do. That's really nice. Grounded, 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 grounded. Trust in the flow. Trust and be in the flow. Trust in the flow. Trust and be in the flow. Trust in the flow. In the flow feels better. Trust in the flow. Trust in the flow. Trust in the flow. Trust. This works, you know. This absolutely works. It looks like fucking, I don't know what it looks like, but it actually does. It does work. Trust in flow. Trust in flow. Trust in flow. Trust in flow. I'm getting lots of noise shooting at the back of my head. Controlling, 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 controlling. I'm not having any movement. There's no emotional. Balance, 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 balance. I'm not even feeling anything. Empowering, 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 empowering. I'm just getting loads of circles and wishes around those circles as I'm saying empowering. So that's fine. That's absolutely fine. That wasn't too bad. That was not too bad at all. So I finished. I'm going to call this day 21, because even though I've messed about it a little bit over the couple of days, I've not just committed to it. So I'm going to say, I'm going to write 21 days on here. And I'm going to tick off that first one. Alright, because we need to be able to do it for the whole 21 days. She said you can't break a cycle, and if you do, you have to do it again. So she recommends do it twice a day so that 24 hours doesn't pass between them. So we'll do that together. Okay, so let's end it. Okay, so thank you very much for listening. Again, this is my unique PhD journal. I'm exploring dissociative identity disorder and psychosis, along with conscious expansion, blending the 3D academic world with the 5D spiritual practices. All right, hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go get some food now and probably finish my little orange. See you later.